everything about life beyond the game.
For 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 everything about life
Beyond the game.
Visit SPIN.PH/life.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game. For everything about life.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game. Visit SPIN.PH/life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life beyond the game, visit SPIN.PH/life.
SPIN.PH/life.
Bam!
Good afternoon to our Spin readers. Welcome sa isa na namang episode ng Spin POV. It's our Tuesday habit na nagbabalik after a Thursday edition last week. And now, we're back to our Tuesday habit. It's our show where the Spin staff talk about and debate over the hottest sports topics today. And for today's topic, pag-uusapan pa rin natin ang Pacquiao fight or plans or the future for Manny Pacquiao after his shock defeat against Yordenis Ugas. So yun, pag-uusapan natin anong mga plano niya, kung magre-retire na ba siya o hindi pa. Sana tingnan natin kung anong sasabihin ng ating panel. My name is Carlos Sacamos. It's my pleasure to moderate the show once again, and I'm with my fellow Spin staff. First, pakilala ko muna si Randolph Leongson, our youngest reporter. Dolph, how's your, kumusta yung pag-nod mo nung Pacquiao fight no Sunday?
Casual fan lang tayo, Kuya Carl. Aminado tayo, hindi natin masyadong nababantayan. But I'm coming from a perspective na, kumbaga, karamihan ng mga nagtutweet and sinasabi nga na this may be Manny Pacquiao's final. But again, whatever happened nung Sunday shouldn't tarnish the legacy and the legend na nagawa na ni Manny Pacquiao. At hihimayan natin yan in today's POV episode.
Thanks, Dos. Ben, good afternoon. Kumusta rin ang pagdood mo ng fight? Do you think the decision was fair?
Good afternoon, Carl, tsaka sa ating mga viewers. Para sa akin, fair naman yung decision. I think ganun din yung pagkakita ko sa laban as a casual fan, as a casual sports fan. Talagang dinomina naman talaga ni Ugas yung laban against Manny Pacquiao. So yun, pag-usapan pa natin yan mamaya, Carl.
Thanks, Ben. Idol, nagbabalik. Finally, Idol Snow. Idol, kumusta? And, na-surprise ka ba sa sa pinakita ni Manny nung Sunday?
Magandang hapon na mga idol. Actually, laging tulog pag ganito oras, pero anyway, na-miss ko kayo. So ako hindi ako na-surprise kasi if you're going to recall, weeks leading into the fight, may nilabas na interview sa akin yung isang taga-GMA News, di ba? Si JM Siasat. Ay, pinutakte ako ng mga bashers doon. No, it's because I said what I believe might happen na nangyari nga po. No, so we'll dwell on that mamaya. No? I-discuss natin yan. No? At banggitin pa natin yung ilan pa sa mga thoughts natin. And yung mga payo natin and perhaps yung mga siguro dapat natin i-share no, kay Manny Pacquiao. And I hope his camp no is watching us no ngayon o sa ating tape broadcast no baka somehow no meron silang mapulot dito no para kay Idol Manny Pacquiao. Carl?
Thanks, Idol. And finally, Sir Doc, how was your not just watching and seeing the stories and editing them last Sunday?
It was a busy weekend for us, Carl,
Yes.
But hindi masaya, siyempre, di ba? We all want to see Manny Pacquiao win, di ba? And actually, we were all pampered over the years, di ba? 20-25 years that he was fighting, di ba? It was more or less expect him to win, di ba? In fact, lahat ng mga congratulatory cards natin nakahanda na.
Ready na, yes, sir.
Pati nga.
Baka ma-screenshot, Snow Baka ma-screenshot, masabihin, fake news tayo di ba? Alam mo naman yung digital age di ba? But ando na, nakahanda na, and we had to make last minute changes to the yes na congratulations, salamat, di ba? And the usual But from the heart, of course, we'll always be proud of Manny Pacquiao and we'll always be grateful for what he did to uplift the spirits of the Filipino nation. Diba? Yun lang naman, Carl.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And yun, again, to our viewers, we're live on Facebook and YouTube. So kung may mga tanong kayo, comments, suggestions, violent reactions dun sa fight or kung ano man, just post them down below and we'll try to read them all. Try natin kung mabasa natin sila lahat. So yun, first let's talk about the fight. Was it expected or tayo nung last parang preview natin nung POV parang na we were proven wrong kasi prediction natin either early Pacquiao knockout or para magdo-dominate siya sa distance, but parang we were proven wrong. But ikaw Ben, anong basa mo dun sa tingin mo nangyari sa fight no Sunday?
Ako, Carl, para sa akin, yung kasi tingin ko yung 2-year break ni Manny Pacquiao mukhang naka-apekto talaga sa kanya as he mentioned. Nagkaroon siya ng cramps. And again, we were predicting na Pacquiao win because on the parang on the context na dahil nga medyo even though dati sinasabi na natin is father time affecting Manny Pacquiao, and dun sa mga previous fights niya mukha namang hindi pa, pero I guess ito now mukhang nakita na natin yung father time, no, na medyo in a way bumagal ng konti si Manny Pacquiao at sinabi nagkaroon siya ng cramps. But again, Carl, I have to credit din Ugas, no, for a tactical fight, no. I think he used yung kanyang being a casual fan, nakita ko he used this height and yung kanyang advantage sa reach. Kaya nga puro jab yung ginagawa ni Ugas in order to kumbaga neutralize the attack of Manny Pacquiao. And I think I have to give credit din kay Ugas, no, for being kumbaga based on what transpired in the weeks before the fight, di ba? Ano pa lang tong si Ugas parang replacement lang And for a replacement fighter, he did an excellent job in the fight, no. So I have to also give credit to Ugas, but again, yun ngayon kay Manny Pacquiao, I think yung 2 years na wala siyang laban, and again yung father time and yung pagka-busy na rin niya sa ibang aspeto ng kanyang buhay may have factored in this loss, Carl.
Thanks Ben. Ikaw Dolph, as a casual fan tayo, hindi masyado tayo nakaka-cover ng boxing minsan lang. Pero yun nga, outside looking in, tingin mo ano yung basa mo dun sa fight ng Sunday?
I have to agree dun sa idea na maybe father time is catching up with Manny. Na ano tayo na satisfy tayo na nakikita natin when Manny became a 40-year-old fighter. He was still fighting at the top of his game. Diba, parang sasabi natin, parang kalabaw lang ang tumatanda But what happened on Sunday, parang nakikita na natin yung evidence na unti-unti he's being a step slower. Sabi nga ng story ni Sir Jerry, nakakaramdam na ng cramps during the third round. So meron ng mga ganong iniinda. And especially lalo na sa boxing, contact sport, sabi nga ng iba, violento yan. Yung mga ganyang physical tolls, it really affects the progress of a boxer, especially when you're fighting against someone like your Dennis Ugas na undefeated. Hindi naman magiging champion yan kung wala. Or I feel, kaya medyo we consider it as an underdog kasi ang kalaban ni Ugas was a legend in Manny Pacquiao. Pero hindi push over na kalaban yung Cubano na nakalaban ni Manny nung linggo. And Yordenis Ugas has really proven na he's really one of the best boxers in the world. Hindi naman fluke win yun, like yung naalala niyo yung mga Jeff Horn na ang daming kontrobersya after ng laban. But Ugas has really made a lot of believers after his win over Manny Pacquiao. Malungkot tayo kasi Manny Pacquiao yun pero you have to give credit where credit is due, and Ugas has really proven that he can be one of the best sa division nila. The same way na ginawa ni Manny Pacquiao nung nakalaban niya yung mga De La Hoya, yung mga Shane Mosley. Ganun nasa ganung posisyon na si Manny.
Thanks, Dolph. Yun nga, parang ang okay kay Ugas, admirable sa kanya yung pagiging humble niya, no? Despite the pulling off the upset, sobrang respeto pa rin niya kay Manny. So, yun, Idol. Ikaw, tingin mo, what do you think were the factors that led to the loss? Tingin mo may mga, yun nga, nabanggit ni Manny yung cramps, but do you think it was one of them, or what were the others?
Actually, one reason dito is yung kanyang 2-year layoff. No? Lagi natin binabanggit yan ng ibang mga nag-a-analyze din sa laban. Malaking factor yun para kay Manny Pacquiao. No? For somebody who's 40 plus years old, no, na talagang pababa na yung kanyang career tsaka yung kanyang strength. Malaking no, malaking pabigat para sa kanya yung magpahinga ka ng 2 taon from competitive boxing. Natandaan niyo, boxing isa to sa mga cruel sports, isa to sa mga magpahinga ka lang ng 2-3 buwan, especially may edad ka, marami ka nang hahabulin. So yung nag-cram si Manny Pacquiao, mukhang isa yun sa mga rason, no, na naghabol talaga siya na maibalik sa tip-top form yung kanyang sarili. May mga nakuha nga tayong report, no, from Las Vegas, Carl at Boss Dodo at mga kaibigan, and they even posted it no. Nagtataka nga ako, walang nagtanong na media na, ba't kayo tumatakbo pa sa UNLV? Mamaya na weigh-in. Di ba? Mamaya na ang weigh-in, tumatakbo ka pa sa UNLV when you're supposed to be resting, no? At yung mga atleta po kasi, ang nangyayari po diyan, may mga preconditioning regimen po yan. And then siguro mga 2 linggo, 3 linggo, and then after ng 3rd week yan, doon na ho talaga magtataas ng antas ng full throttle. Yun yung sinasabi nila, no? Mababasa ninyo sa spin, di ba? Manny Pacquiao, full throttle in training. Ganun. Ibig sabihin, nagtaas na ho talaga, todo na yan. Di ba, may ehersisyo na yan ng umaga, may mga sparring na ho yan, etc. And then meron tayong tinatawag po na tapering off. Yung tapering off po, 1 week prior to the fight, wala ka ng rigorous workout dyan. No? Kumbaga parang hinihintay, naka-peak form ka na nun binabantayan mo na lang yung condition mo. Pero ang nakakapagtaka po, bakit before the weigh-in, si Manny Pacquiao, nakita ko yan, di ba? Sa Chooks to Go, pinagpo-post po yan, na tumatakbo kasi, may dala pang flag di ba? May dala pang flag Yun yung isa sa mga ipinagtataka ko, bakit kayo nag-jogging pa when in fact bukas na yung laban, di ba? And now you're saying na nagka-cramps ka, di ba? So, kasi ba't ba tayo nagkaka-cramps, Boss Dodo?
Pagod. Di ba?
Yan, naputol ata si Idol. Yun, anyway. Yun nga, ikaw sir, while wala si Snow, do you think overtraining was an issue?
I think Pacquiao admitted that, di ba? Pacquiao himself and his handlers admitted na they overtrained for the bout, di ba? Number 2, it also came out from Vegas na he was still 3 pounds overweight days before the fight, di ba? So, yung sinasabi ni Snow, di ba, Snow, na tumatakbo pa siya on the eve of the fight, means he still had to shed some weight, di ba? Parang parang hindi na siya wala na siyang luxury of tapering off dahil they still had to shed some more weight, di ba? So, saka sila yung they themselves admitted na nag-overtrain sila for the bout, di ba? I saw some news stories there where both Manny Pacquiao and his handlers admitted that he overtrained, di ba, Snow?
Yes.
So, hindi ko maintindihan bakit gano'n. Why? You've been doing this for what, 25 years and you still make those kinds of mistakes at this time?
Actually, Attorney Abastodo, hindi kasi natin alam kung sino yung nag-decide na tumakbo si Manny, no? Pero sa pagkakakilala ko sa tao na yun, malamang siya yung nag-decide doon to showboat, no? To mingle with his fans, di ba? To perhaps pump up yung interest doon sa laban. No, so malamang si Manny yan, mukhang walang kinalalaman diyan itong si trainer Freddie Roach, no? Ang alam ko si Buboy pa yan. Mamaya siguro pagpasok ni Boss Jerry o kaya nitong si Homer, no, tanungin natin kung ano talaga yung real score, kung bakit
magandang magandang tanungin natin si Jerry now. I want to get to the bottom of this. So
mag-out muna ako, nandiyan na pala si Jerry, mag-out muna ako.
Okay. Huwag naman.
Jerry Ramos.
Sabi ng mga viewer, pag-adjust si Jerry, wala ako
Nakita nga natin. Nandiyan ka na ba?
Good day. Ano ba dyan? Good evening. Good evening pala.
Good evening. Naririnig ba ako?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir, kumusta, sir?
Kailangan kasi nakamask ako dahil dito ako sa lobby ng hotel Natutulog na kasi yung mga kasama ko sa kwarto. Nakakaya naman ko magdadadaldal ako ron natutulog sila eh.
Di mo ba kasama yung nag-positive? Di mo ba kasama sa kwarto?
Hindi.
Kumakain ng ubas. Kumakain ng ubas kayo yun.
Hindi.
Hindi. Sino kasama sa kwarto nun?
Wala na. Nasa LA na, boss.
Nasa LA na ba?
Oh. Tama ba, boss Sherry? Nasa LA na.
Tama. Actually, nasa LA na rin kami. Nasa LA na rin kami.
Yeah, we want to get to the bottom of this. Parang there was an admission on the part of Manny Pacquiao himself and his camp na they felt they overtrained, di ba? They felt they overtrained. Tapos may sinasabi si Snow kanina, on the eve of the fight, nagja-jogging pa raw siya doon sa UNLV campus, di ba? How come, sabi ko nga kanina, ang tanong ko, how come at this point in his career, they've been doing it for 3 decades, 2-3 decades, how come they still made a mistake like that pagdating sa... Now, it's led to the cramps, di ba?
Oo. Actually, dun sa mga nakausap natin na kasama ng part ng Team Pacquiao, ang sinasabi na talaga nila na gustong gawin yon is Manny himself, si Manny Pacquiao himself. Yung decision to run and to train longer rounds, no, is nasa wild card pa lang. Kasi si Senator daw mismo ang may gusto noon, no? Actually pinipigilan na nga siya ng team niya, but he kept on pushing, no? Dahil ang inaano niya kasi yung inactivity niya the last 2 years, no. Let's admit it's the first time na lumaban siya na galing from a 2-year inactivity. So siguro yun, I think hindi nila natansya yun, no? Kung gaano yung naging effect nung inactivity na yon sa part ni Senator Pacquiao. So gusto nila sigurong makuha yung dating kondisyon niya pagdating ng laban. So dinagdagan yung pagte-train niya. Unfortunately, pagdating sa ring, no, naging iba na yung galaw nga, dahil yun, tama yun, everybody is saying na it was an overtrain issue that really affected this performance. So, of course, not discounting yung age niya rin, di ba? At 42 years old, kung na-overtrain ka, mas mabigat na gumalaw ka sa ring, no? I think isang trainer ang nagsabi nga na hindi mo mararamdaman sa training yung pag-overtrain mo eh. Pag mismong sa laban mo na, diyan mo na lang malalaman na oo nga, nag-overtrain ako, dahil hindi ka makakilos. Yung mga dati mong ginagawa, gusto mong gawin, hindi mo mailabas ngayon sa ibabaw ng lona.
But they were they were trying to make up for lost time,
Yes.
Years of inactivity. They were hoping na with longer training he'll be in better shape for the fight, di ba? Parang reasoning nila.
Yes. So,
during the fight ba? Sabi kasi niya as early as the second round,
yes.
Nag-cramps na siya, di ba? Was it, looking back, hindsight, did you notice anything that ganun nga yung nangyari? If you were there watching the fight live.
Yes, kasi going back to his corner, I think kung hindi second round yun, third round, medyo hingal na siya, no? Iba na yung hinga niya, makikita mo yung hinga niya, no? So alam mo,
mga second, third round pa lang, Je?
Yeah, mga ganun eh. I think it's the third round, after the third round, going back to his corner, ang lalim na ng hinga niya. So alam mong nararamdaman niya na agad yung pagod. And alam naman natin si Senator, di ba? Yung footwork niya, yung lateral movements inside the ring, in previous fights makikita naman natin yan. But this time medyo parang nawala sa kanya yun, no? Naging flat-footed na rin siya, no? Hindi na makaikot na hindi na makasayaw, no? Dahil nga syempre kung pag nag-start na yung cramps yung paa mo, no? Mahirapan ka na talagang gumalaw na. Ang naririnig ko pa maano pa sa hamstring niya, no? May nagsabi sa amin na parang umaabot pa sa hamstring na yung cramps. Kaya nahihirapan talaga siyang kumilos sa loob ng ring.
Kasi yun ang ano niya, no? Yun ang strength niya as a fighter. Di ba?
Yes. Oo, and unfortunately, nawala yung strength, yung isang strength niya ngayon, no? Na yung footwork, no? And against isang kalaban na hindi naman talaga gumagalaw, katulad ni Ugas na naka-stationary lang, maganda talagang mas magagalawan mo siya dahil pupuntos ka ng pupuntos. Ang nangyari, parang pareho kayong nakatayo lang sa gitna ng ring, and with his height and yung longer reach ni Ugas, talagang pupuntos lang siya ng pupuntos kay Senator Pacquiao, which is ganun na nga ang nangyari.
That's very unfortunate.
Yes.
Yung Sir Jay, yung di ba na-mention mo yung pag-overtrain niya, yung preparing for longer rounds or sa sparring, di ba, longer rounds. Do you think aside from inactivity, to shrug off the inactivity, tingin mo he was also preparing for a long fight against Ugas na it will go the distance?
Actually, ang isa ko ring tinitingnan dyan, Carl, dahil in a span of 11 days, kasi biglang nagbago yung biglang nagbago yung kalaban niya, di ba? He was actually training na for Errol Spence, and then all of a sudden, naging si Ugas yung kalaban niya na magkaiba ng style, no? Kasi si Spence is like style din ni Manny, moving forward yan, no? Hindi katulad nitong si Ugas na yung typical Cuban fighter na counter puncher, pupuntos lang ng pupuntos, no? Hindi magalaw. So of course, sinasabi nga nila sa tinagal-tagal ni Senator Manny sa boxing, madali nang mag-adjust sa mga ganong kalaban, but I think lumabas yung na yun, yung isa sa factor na yun, nung pagdating ng laban na mismo, no? Unfortunately nga, ganun ang nangyari, and ayun, nangyari na talaga. I think we cannot do anything about that anymore.
Ano pa na schedule ni Manny Pacquiao niyan, Senator? Paano uwi niya? Uwi na siya?
Ang alam na originally, ang alam namin is August 25 sila babalik, but we tried to see him earlier. Pinuntahan namin sa bahay, but hindi kami nakapasok dahil he was resting daw according to his wife Jinky. So hindi na kami nag-attempt na nakausapin pa siya. Ano pa yun, kanina mga around 5 p.m. dito sa LA.
So yung we now we go to the question that we've asked at the start, diba? Will Manny Pacquiao be retiring or will be fighting on? Ano ang tingin mo, Jen?
Ako tingin ko, if he decides to run for the presidency, he'll definitely retire from fighting, no? But ang tanong ngayon dyan is tong pagkatalo niya, no? How will it affect yung decision niya to go for the highest position in the land, no? Aminin natin na kahit paano may ano yan, may effect yan sa magiging kandidatura niya, no? Magiging malaking effect yan. I don't know how the political atmosphere right now is going there after his unfortunate loss, but ako kasi I felt na Team Pacquiao was really expecting that they will win this fight.
Oo nga, di ba?
Oo.
They were
Because,
looking for pagkumbaga glorious
yes.
tapos
Yes.
perfect
Oo,
timing
biglang
going to the
suddenly,
elections, di ba?
biglang
Not the
natalo.
elections, but the campaign period, di ba?
Yes. Kasi magandang sana to, plataforma no? Going to be magsasign ng di ba, ng candidacy this coming October. So, kung nanalo sana, napakagandang dadalhin ni Senator Pacquiao yan going to the campaign period. But medyo nag-iba ang kapalaran. Eto nga, natalo. So, I think they will really have to go back to the drawing boards, and sabi nga nila in sports parlance, no? Oo, in sports parlance, and rethink kung ano yung
strategy.
Strategy nila going to the campaign trail.
Snow. Ikaw, being
Ayun, si Snow Badwa. I love you, Snow Badwa.
I love you, Boss Eric. Pasalubong ko size 10 ako
Patay tayo dyan.
Snow, ikaw, Snow. Love you, Snow. Love you.
Love you, Boss.
Hindi, ikaw, you've had, you also had the experience sa political, field, di ba? And I'm sure you a lot of your friends sa politics, you advise them. Now, after this, sabi nga ni Jerry, after this loss was unexpected for the Pacquiao camp, di ba? It was supposed to set up yung candidacy niya sa November, di ba? And sa campaign trail. So, kumbaga, perfect timing, di ba? Now, this loss happened and nobody expected it, sabi nga ni Jerry, di ba? Kung ikaw, pare, what would you advise to Pacquiao now?
Actually, parang yung pagkatalo ni Manny dito, divine intervention di ba? Kasi ang laki nang nawalan ng pogi points niya sa pagtakbo niya kung gusto niya talaga maging presidente. Di ba? Kasi una, natalo ka. Although may mga simpatya sa yung tao, pero iba na kasi yung mga butante ngayon, boss Hindi na yung katulad na may namatay kang kamag-anak, mananalo ka na agad. Di ba? Nagsawa na yung mga tao plataforma na hinahanap ngayon. And, di ba, knowing hindi ko masabi kung intelligence ba o yung ni Manny Pacquiao, di ba? Lagi may question yung tao doon pag pag-uusapan na natin higher office para kay Manny. So ako siguro dito ang maipabayan natin dito kay Manny is one, think about yourself first, di ba, bago yung iba, di ba? Tingnan mo kung hanggang saan mo na lang talaga kaya. Kasi unang-una wala nang dapat patunayan si Manny sa boxing ko di ba? 8 titles na panalunan niya, wala akong nakakagawa niyan. Diba? From flyweight to 154 pounds, diba? 112 to 154 pounds, nilakbay po niya yan. Kinonquer po niya yung bawat division dyan. Nagawa mo na yun. And yung kung pride para sa bansa, yung gusto mo, diba? Naibigay mo na yan napasay mo na yung mga Pilipino Kung talagang gusto mong bigyan ng karangalan yung mga Pilipino, unahin mong mahalin yung sarili mo, Manny, na kumbaga parang hihintayin mo ba na gagawin kang stepping stone ng mga bagong mga boxers? Diba? Sa tingin mo ba, pride yan para sa mga Pilipino na makikita ka namin, diba? Ginugulpe, binubugbog. Kasi whether we like it or not, boss, this Ugas fight was the first time, monitoring Manny Pacquiao since 2003 na nakita ko siyang nabugbog. Of course, iba yung kay Marquez tsaka yung kay Eric Morales. Ito yung laban ni Manny Pacquiao na una may kaba ako bago hindi pa man nagsisimula yung laban. Dati kasi pag Pacquiao yan, pusta mo yan, kasama mo ng biyanan mo. Ganun ako lagi ang linya ko di ba?
Bahay mo.
Oo, sama mo yung bahay mo. Ngayon dito wala di ba? At nung kay Ricky Hatton, nung 2009, nakipag-away pa ako sa mga puti Kasi sabi niya, Ricky Hatton in round 5. Ganun sila na ganun. Sabi ko, no, you won't last 3 rounds. Sabi ko na gano'n, 2 rounds lang nangyari. So ano din yung kumpiyansa Pero dito kay Manny, yung mga last 3 fights siya, lagi na ako may kaba. Iba na Siyempre, kaibigan din natin si Manny personally. So, ito pang isa dyan. Ano pa ba yung gusto mong i-prove na point, Manny? Na meron nga ako napanood na boxing analyst walang buhok yun eh. Ang sinabi niya, wala pa, hindi pa panahon para mag-retire si Manny, ganito. Ano pa gusto mong pigayin kay Manny? Taxi nga po, 20 years lang, dinidisenfranchise na. Si Manny, 26 years na po lumalaban. Di ba? Alam niyo yung pinagdaanan ni Manny ha? Ito, di ba, alam niyo naman lahat yan, hindi niya inuurungan yung laban. Si Manny, gusto nga niya yung pinakamagagaling, yung kanyang lalabanan. So, ibig sabihin nun, yung kanya pong mileage, talagang laspag na. Di ba? Kumbaga sa babae, pokpok na talaga to si Manny. No, natikman na siya ng 100. Di ba? Di ba? Ganun na kabugbog yung katawan nito si Manny, so dapat mo nang ipahinga. No, yung sinasabi niyang cramps, pwede, nagka-cramps ka, pero yung edad mo, yan yung talagang tumalo sa'yo, man. And besides, apart from that, sabi nila, di ba? Pride para sa mga Pilipino. Mga Pilipino na nga mismo, basahin niyo yung mga comment ngayon. Puro halos yung mayroon niya sinasabi, Manny, mag-retire ka na. Di ba? Unahin mo rin yung kapakanan ng mga pamilya mo. Di ba? Saan pupulutin yung mga yan? Di ba? Kung bigla ka mawawala. Di ba? Sino maggagabay dyan sa mga yan? Although sila Jimmy, nag-artista na ngayon. Di ba? Meron na click, like, and share na program. Di ba? Pero, di ba? Tapos kung pera naman ang pag-uusapan natin, magkano kinita niya rito? $2.5 million lang yata. Ito po ang kinita ni Manny, nakita ko sa post niya ni Joseph Ramos 2.5 million. Sipin mo, parang laban lang niya kay Marco Antonio Barrera ng tuta. Tama ba yun, Boss Homer? 2.4 million lang?
Napaka star-studded ng POV na ito. Kasama pa ho natin si
Boss Homer,
si Homer Saison, who was also in the fight. Nakita ba kayo ni Jerry Ramos, Homer?
Yeah, kita kami ni Jerry, boss. Huli namin kita was I'm still here. In fact, yung behind me is the T-Mobile Arena. Behind me.
Wow.
So I'm flying 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh.
Kasi medyo nag-flare out yung gout ko eh. In fact, that's why I did not make it to the fight.
Taga-spin ka nga kung may flare up ka ng gout. Taga-spin ka.
Sino ba may gout dito? Si Boss Jerry? Sino ba? Ikaw ba, Boss?
Si Snowbado ha. Yan ang mga pag di mo na mapakinabangan yan, mga may gout.
Cranberry juice, boss. Kasi
you're in good company pagdating sa gout.
But to answer Snow's question, yes, nag-tweet si Joseph who I had the pleasure to meet also for the first time, kagaya ni
Was it a pleasure, really?
Yes. He speaks so highly of us at SPIN.PH. Wow. And I don't want to make it a mutual admiration society, but it seems like a nice kid. But anyway, ang commissioner, I'm so used to saying commissioner kasi si Noli partner ko, but Boss Dodo, the tweet was $5 million, sabi ni Joseph, and then it was not contested by if it were not true, they would have already said in a denial, but nobody did. And then also, this much I know, one of the lawyers of Senator Pacquiao, whom I had the pleasure of talking to on Saturday night, sabi nga, his pay was cut in half when Ugas was replaced. So originally it was 5 million according to the tweet nga, and then cut in half, but the pay-per-view upside stayed the same at 70%. But yun ang problema kasi I do not imagine the pay-per-view to be in the level of what Spence would have commanded. Kasi Ugas nga is as good as he was, nakita natin, but before that, nobody really knew him. He was as a matter of fact, he was a fringe welterweight gifted by the WBA with a belt kasi disappointed sila with Senator Pacquiao having not fought for 2 years. So ginawa nila, first of all, champion in recess, and then inexplicably, binigay na lang nila kay via email too. In email na, you're now the champion. So yun. I thought that yung Spence, I thought that it was in the 15 million range. Kasi nga, they did not deal with, ang narinig ko kasi before all this brouhaha, narinig ko was that they turned down Mikey Garcia because it was supposedly only for 6 million. Tapos itong Spence was way more than that. That's why I was so surprised na 5 million lang pala yung kay Spence. But also you have to note that the the market right now is very tepid. Kasi nga, what is it? Only ESPN literally is a top rank. I mean, is literally surviving during the pandemic kasi they have a tie-up with ESPN.
ESPN,
Kahit paano.
Working for them now.
Kahit paano, they had the broadcast rights. ESPN was able to sustain them. You know, look at Bob Arum, how many promotions did they have?
5 million. If you believe
yes,
it's really 5 million.
Otherwise they would have tweeted. Otherwise they would have said, "Hey, we deny that." But it's also been common practice kasi sa mga common practice sa mga promoters that they hate to discuss money. In fact, when I asked Mark Magsayo na how much was the purse, they don't want to discuss. Parang robotic ang answer. Oh, hindi bawal sa amin, boss. I asked Jonas Sultan. Said, how much did you make? It's not na nakikialam tayo, but we just, it's kasi yan it's supposed to be public record at the Nevada State Athletic Commission. So, magkano yung kita mo. So,
natatakot sa BIR. Natatakot sa BIR.
Yeah, siguro. Siguro natatakot sa BIR. But insofar as Manny is concerned, I also asked one of his lawyers that handle the political side kasi daming lawyers ni Senator. Ang sa kanila, ang nasabi nila is, I said, tatakbo pa ba rin si Senator? Do you think he's running? Kasi nga, talo tayo and natalo si Senator and then, sports and politics that's what makes sports and politics is we enjoy it because losers and winners are clearly defined. Talo, mahirap. So sabi nila, they're still leaning on the providential side of, yun ang sabi nga ni Snow. And they pointed out to me na, look what happened to, for instance, Pinoy. Nobody thought he would be there. But divine providence,
paputo lang kita. Tsaka Boss Jerry, ako kung sino ang sasagot sa inyo. May napansin ako, di ba? So, pinag-uusapan natin, top story natin kahapon, naka-pin post pa sa Facebook natin, Chavit Singson. Tama, Boss Odo? Di ba? Pero Boss Jerry, nawawala sa likod niya si Jake Hoson Nasa si Jake Hoson? Parang, di ba, yung pambansang kanino nawawala di ba? Normally, nasa
pambansang
kanino? Nawawala.
Wala nga ba? Wala nga ba, Jay?
Arnold Vega-Pria, wala rin. Hindi ko nakikita si Arnold Vega-Pria. Tsaka si Attorney Brando. Hindi ko nakakita. Ano nangyari sa tatlo na yun? Yan yung kung hindi ako nagkakamali. Tama ba ako? Yan yung
Homer, can you answer that, Homer?
Yes, here's the thing. I text Attorney Biernesto texted me na he was supposed to arrive Thursday. And I had a vested interest sa sa arrival niya kasi sabi niya sa akin, dating ako Thursday, laki ng pusta ko kay Senator, may balato ka. I'm kidding. So, but he did not show up. He wasn't there. And also, I've been covering Senator Pacquiao's fight since 2000, yung sa 2002. First time I didn't see Jake, and I was so surprised. Also Arnold. Pero ito narinig ko. Kasi yung tatlo, Jake, Arnold, and don't hold my feet to the fire kasi I just heard it and I couldn't confirm it independently. These are the three people, Jake, Vigapria, and Attorney Bernier. So all fine gentlemen. But they were the ones trying to deal with the paradigm. And with Paradigm Sports suing Senator Manny Pacquiao, may nagsabi din sa akin na Birdie na hindi yata pumayag si Mr. Sean Gibbons na pumunta yung tatlo. Just not to, kung baga, may mga bad vibes. Ang nakita ko was Michael Cons. Nakita ko si Michael Cons. Yeah, he was there. Yeah, nandun si Michael Cons. And I asked him, because he was always outside the VIP and he seemed very defensive. Sabi ko, oh Mike, how are you? Because I used to deal with Michael Cons before he had worked with Senator, bago siya na-hire ni Senator Manny. He used to work for ALA, the Antonio L. Aldeguer ALA Boxers in LA. Doon sila nagkita. That's how he was discovered kasi nandoon siya palagi with the ALA Boxers. So I told him, kumusta na? How are you? And sabi niya, all these people, they don't know. Manny still trusts me. and Manny and I still do a lot of business. Pero from what I've seen Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because I hung around the lobby with, kasi dami doon dumadaan leading to the VIP elevators, yung mga, important people that I'd like to interview. Si Michael Cons palagi nang nasa labas. So if he were really still, why is he not inside? And I know this much I know. Sean Gibbons hates Michael Cons' guts. In fact, kung hahanapin niyo sa video sa YouTube, you'd find it. I don't have it at my disposal right now. May video na nasa loob ng the same room, Senator Pacquiao, Michael Cons, and Sean Gibbons. And tapos sinigawan ni Sean Gibbons si Michael Cons na gawan mo ng kape si gawan mo ng kape para bang minumura. And Senator Manny was just in that video, tumatawa lang. So the fall from grace from with Michael Cons, okay? Because like I said, whatever issues niya, I have nothing personal against Michael Cons. My dealings with him were okay with the Ala Boxing Group, but you hear stories here and there. So kawawa din naman because he seemed really frail and he was limping much more than I did. And tapos ang narinig ko rin, may birdie ako. He knows who he is. In fact, Senator Manny daw is staying here in the US. Pupunta ng Idaho. Kukunin daw yung rancho na sa kanya pero nakasa pangalan ng anak ni Michael Cons.
Yeah. I think they're headed there, yeah.
Pati yung bahay ata sa may bahay sa somewhere in Portland yan di ba? Si
yes, because I know this for a fact because when Michael Cons lost the presidency of the MP Promotions, somebody told me, i-google mo to, this is a good story to write. And I couldn't independently verify it na may mga properties daw, pangalan ni ang may-ari is senator, nakakapangalan ni either Michael Cons or anak niya. So I called Michael Cons and he did. Normally, Michael Cons, he never answer. Alam mo to, no, makupal yan, hindi sumasagot, di ba? He's very good at ghosting phone calls. Pero when I texted him about Idaho, property, ranch, biglang tumawag sa akin. So, when there's smoke, there's fire. So, yun lang masabi ko. So, that's probably why.
So, mga hindi yung nakakilala si Michael Combs, yung kamukha ng Rod Stewart na nakabuntot lagi kay Manny Pacquiao. Yun yung yun yung ginamit ni Bob Arum, boss, nung nagkaroon ng problema sa Golden Boy si Manny Pacquiao. Yan yung literal na natulog sa kwarto ni Manny tsaka ni JK. Di ba? Para lang masiguro na i-renege ni Manny yung kontrata niya dun sa Golden Boy Promotion. Yan yun. Tapos yan yung boss do, yung kunyari nasa kwarto ka ni Manny. Yan yung kunyari nandun ka sa living room o kung nasa naman si Manny. Tapos may lumapit kay Manny, ay Senator, yung anak ko may sakit. Michael. O yan yung mag-aabot. Chuk. Kunyari, I'll give him 10. Chuk, 7. Okay.
Also to interject, besides the unfamiliar non-sight of Chabit, Jake, wala ring mga pastor na kumakanta sa national anthem. That to me was also revealing, kasi sabi ko, ba't na wala? They were fixture of Senator Pacquiao's fights. Ang daming changes nga, And also from what I heard nga sa lawyer, I'll tell it to you off the record when we're off because I'm not at liberty to tell the name. Mag-asawa sila, puro sila abogado. They work on the political side of Senator Manny's camp. And yun na nga, they're trying to put changes na para bang new image si Senator. I'm not saying na bad image yung pastor. I'm just saying na
ando pa rin si Chuy Ando pa si Chuy tsaka si Joe Ramos. Oh.
Yeah, but you know what? If you look at the video posted by Diane Castillejo sa post-fight match, si Joe lang ang hindi nayakap ni Senator.
Oh?
He embraced everybody. And I don't know if it's a coincidence.
After the post-fight yun, no? Post-fight yun, Homer, the locker room, no?
Yeah, post-fight sa locker room. It was posted on Twitter. I saw it. And niyakap niya anak niya, niyakap niya Boboy, niyakap niya. He seemed to I'm not saying anything kasi Joe's still there. He still has a yellow credential, which means you're promoted, pumapasok sa ano. And I have nothing against Joe. Nice guy. I mean, so far as me, my dealings, I can only speak with my dealings to him because I'm not privy to, whatever dealings sa ibang tao. Pero sa akin, he's very good. And I've known Joe for a long time. Pero yun nga, sabi nga ni isang reporter na itago lang natin sa pangalan na
Jerry.
NG.
Jerry Ramos. Jerry Ramos.
NG. So yun nga, isa yun sa mga na clip wings within the camp. So I don't know
Isa pa akong tanong, Homer.
Yes.
Maybe you can answer this too. Weeks before the fight, may mga umuugong na dito sa Pilipinas even before Manny Pacquiao left for LA and then Vegas. Now there was a deliberate effort daw to distance the senator from certain people. Na kasi ahead of the presidential run, they were trying to distance him from Chavit, they were trying to distance him from the usual people that mill around him. Tapos ang sinasabi was these people were media specialists daw. Kaya if you notice yung rant ni Chavit sa Bombo Radio kahapon, a couple of days ago, he was talking about media people, di ba? But I think they were mga ad agencies to, di ba? So they were already they were already taking care of the image of Manny Pacquiao, di ba? And they were daw precise instructions to distance Manny from Chavit, distance Manny from other people in his camp in preparation for the presidential run. Would you tie this up with the sudden absence of the usual people there during Manny's fights?
I think so because I've been around political figures all my life because I started even before my time as assistant sports editor sa Cebu sa Freeman. I've already worked at City Hall as a consultant for public relations. I've worked with Mayor Alvin Garcia, Mayor Tammy Osmeña, and this much I know. When you run, especially if you're new in the political ring, running at a big office, the goal of a PR team is to sanitize your image.
Yeah, I think that's the exact term, They're starting to sanitize his image.
You have to sanitize the image because what is the when they talk about presidentiality of Senator Pacquiao, they always say, what about the people around him? Now, may tanong ako, besides Chavit Simpson, Waki Salud wasn't there. Waki Salud is also, one of those figures na palaging pumupunta, although he had been may pushback na, but he still had access. Nakapupunta pa rin siya. So yun, sinasanitize ang image ni Senator Pacquiao. And that's why nga I read that interview, I saw that piece na nagreklamo si para bang na-cancel culture siya.
Na-cancel culture no?
Na-cancel culture siya, and then he said ang daing niya the biggest daing niya was that we go a long way back. And for some people new to him who doesn't know him, Chavit as well as Manny does, doon daw nakinig si Manny. But, that's what candidates do. Like Joe Biden, when he ran for president and he chose Kamala Harris, the common sentiment among the Democrats was Gretchen sa yung governor ng Michigan. But California, 57 electoral votes, yun ang pinili nila. And Biden said, my hands were tied. My people chose California. Same thing with Senator Pacquiao. That's why nga, in the same article na nabasa ko, is that si Senator daw, usually kung may falling out, hindi yun nag-aas na, ay sorry na naging ganito, tapos balik na ulit tayo, friends na ulit tayo. But the article said, they foresee na pagdating ng panahon, Senator would actually approach Chavit and explain why that happened, why that came about, and then they would be again happy ever after.
Ikaw, did you notice anything more sa pagdating sa the way the camp and the way the Pacquiao team worked during and post fight?
Actually kasi after 3 years. 3 years akong hindi naka-cover ng Pacquiao fight eh. And actually, parang it's a regular thing na every fight nagbabago yung mga mukha ng mga taong na nakapaligid dyan kay Senator Pacquiao. No? Magugulat ka na lang na, uy, bagong mukha to sino na naman to? Or bigla mong maalala yung isang tao, ano pala, ba't wala na ngayon? So, ngayong pagbalik ko ulit,
parang revolving door of personalities, ano?
Oo, totoo.
Pero ang huling narinig ko, ito raw mga nagsasanitize nagsasanitize sa image ni Senator, were mga people na ni Pimentel, ni Kiko, di ba?
Ng PDP laban actually.
PDP laban
na faction nila.
You obviously are starting to work with the senator now, no?
Yes. Actually yung...
Meron ba silang mga tao dyan?
Meron. May yung dalawang media men na in charge sa social media na mga ad campaigns ni Senator Pacquiao. Actually, kung napanood nyo na may paulit-ulit na yun, napapanood ko nga lang sa Facebook yun yung about Senator Pacquiao, yung tumutulong siya sa mga mahirap, yung mga bahay na pinagawa niya, and then yung siyempre kasama ng boxing career niya, ang gumawa nun yung media men na assign na ngayon, na sabi nga ni Homer, to sanitize yung image ni Senator Pacquiao. And we were able to at least meet the two of them, but hindi ko na muna sasabihin yung pangalan nung nagpunta kami sa bahay niya nung ano ba yun? That was a Sunday yata, no? Andun sila. Yes, andun sila dahil bago ka nga pumasok sa bahay kasi you have to undergo antigen, no? So, ang haba nung pila dahil hinihintay mo yung turn mo to be tested, and nandun sila sa harapan, and sila ang unang pinapasok to meet with Senator Pacquiao. No?
Parang changing of the guard, no?
And to the point, and to add to a point of Boss Jerry is this also. I don't know if I'm sure the panel notices that Senator Pacquiao's English had become exceedingly better. Mas magaling siyang mag-English ngayon. And there is a conscious effort to pause. Kasi dati siya nagsasammer yan which is a common flaw of people in public speaking. But Senator would rather pause. Tapos medyo magaling ang English niya. And to me, here's the thing. I think the projection is that the PR team now that's handling Senator Pacquiao is making the conscious effort to project him not just as a sportsman, na hindi lang to boxer, magaling mag-enunciate, magaling mag-express himself, and my the biggest observation I also noticed was yung na-interview siya ng Bombo Radio. I was there, Bombo Radio nationwide at saka Sansar Balita sa Cebu. And when he answered, not only did he speak Bisaya, he also greeted like the Iligaynos, the people from Iloilo, people from Samar. So he never did that before because there was no vested interest. He was just Manny Pacquiao, a fighter. Now there is this revelation na, kamusta tanan diha sa Iligan, kamu diha sa sa Bohol, kamusta mo diha tanan. So that's also one of the observations I noticed with Senator Manny.
Homer, let me ask you one thing. Before you came in, we were talking about Manny himself and his trainers admitted that they made the mistake of overtraining, and overtraining was partly they were saying that overtraining may have been to blame for the cramps that struck him as early as the second round, diba? I was asking Jerry and Snow kanina, how come in almost 3 decades of fighting, diba? Now that you're in the twilight of a long, great career, why still make mistakes like that? I don't quite get it.
Me too. That's what I said in my column, boss. No. It's not only is the logic of letting Senator Pacquiao ran 15 laps around UNLV on Thursday, 2 days before the weigh-in. 15 beses. Na-confirm ko to kay Rubilar, yung isang mga boxer na kasama sa running crew ni Senator. So 15 laps daw around UNLV. And the logic escapes me why 2 days before the fight, patakbuhin mo in the dry desert heat of Las Vegas. I was here on 2 days before that was the championship of the Summer League. Nang nag-order ako ng Uber, sabi 3 minutes away, hindi ako lumabas dahil ang init. And then you have Senator, 42 years old, 157 days away from turning 43, tumatakbo, umiikot. So na-interview ko yung doktor ng Detroit Pistons, the head of medical performance of the Detroit Pistons. I said, hey Bernard, Senator ran 15 miles. Do you think, sabi niya, it's not necessarily related na ang cramping at saka yung event of 15 laps in Thursday. But if it were up to him, he wouldn't have let him do that. Sabi niya, it's a bit too much. Because ang conditioning daw ng boxer, once you peak, or an athlete, hindi mawawala yan in 2 days. So if they feel like condition na si Senator on Thursday, there's no need. And here's the thing too that I failed to expound in my column is sa NBA, LeBron James is 35. Hindi na sumasali sa practice yon. Nakaupo na lang. He devotes all his energy na sa actual game na. Because when you get that age, kagaya ko, recovery is more important na. Hindi na yung kasi marami na tayong sakit sa lawas, sa katawan. So yun lang ang ko kay, and they admitted it. And even Senator, after the fight, sabi niya, nag-overtrain. Parang nag-overtrain ako. I did not listen to my body. And also, here's the thing. Where was Justin Fortune? Justin Fortune supposed to be in charge of conditioning. Where was he to? Yeah.
Hindi na point out ni Snow Sabi niya, he saw footages of Manny daw running 15 laps pa pala. 15 laps on a Thursday, 3 days before the big fight. 2
days before the fight. And it's not... here's the thing. I was there kasi taga Cebu kasi si Waki Salud. We were very close. So during the time when Senator Manny was not a politician yet and he fought Morales and he was having problems with weight sa 126. I was there nasa spa siya, chewing gum, spitting, chewing gum. So natural yun if you have excess weight to shed. But Senator did not have weight problems. He never has in this 147-pound division. So there really was no need for him to make those 15 circles around the lap. In fact, during the weigh-in, he was 146, a full pound behind, a full pound beneath the 147 marker. So yun lang. I'm not sure if the friction between, kasi during the weigh-in, yung final face-off, nakita ko talaga si Boboy. I was talking to him. Galit siya. Sabi niya sa akin na naman daw siya, nawawala sa passing dahil at that point he had found out that si Freddy talaga ang main corner. And it's an ongoing lingering issue. In fact, during the face-off, yung asawa yata ni Bobo yun, I'm not sure, pero sabi, dikit ka doon, you have to be kasama ka sa picture. Kasi nasa baba kami sa stage eh. So I don't know. I don't know if that was related.
Homer, yes. Ito lang Homer while you're talking about it, may pinapalabas si Jam na video. Jam, pakiulit nga. Kasi matagal na ako na-intriga kasi every time may mag-i-interview kay Manny and the preparation for Spence pa, even kay Spence pa, ang madalas sumasagot si Buboy. Di ba? Tapos, kung makikita mo sa corner, si Buboy yung uma-attend talaga kay Manny. Tapos, ito, i-roll mo nga ulit Jam. Ayan, kitang-kita natin kanina eh. Ayan, makikita ko ninyo. Ayun, si Freddie Roach, he's supposed to be on the side of Manny Pacquiao. Pero look at him, parang outcast siya. Look at him, tingnan mo i-rewind mo ng konti. Jam, i-rewind mo ng konti. Medyo gusto pa kang bumaba ni sa punto. Gusto pang bumaba ni Fred. Ayan tingnan nyo, parang si...
Kuha mo yan. Kuha ni Jerry yan. Kuha mo yan, Jerry.
Magaling si Boss Jerry sa ganyan kita nyo. Dito si Freddy parang napipilitan na lang. Dati po mga kaibigan, si Freddy nakadikit ng gusto dito kay Manny. Pero ngayon, parang napipilitan na siyang tumayo doon just because no, siya yung quote-unquote, teka mo, umalis na. Wala na. Di ba? Wala na. Di ba? Nag-step aside agad siya eh. Di ba? Nag-backpedal siya. Di ba? So, sino ba, Homer, sa training nila, Boss Jerry, pwede ka rin sumingit. Sino yung talagang nasunod sa plano? Sino yung talagang nag-crokis nung kanilang taktika?
Oo nga, no?
Well, I can't answer that kasi isang beses lang akong nanood sa actual sparring ni Senator. That was when I brought the Detroit Pistons to, naghatid sila ng jersey kay Senator. But I already knew kasi nag-usap kami ni Boboy. We're friends kasi because Boboy, in fact, he thanked me profusely. Kasi do you remember the time na may sinuntok si Boboy na photographer after the knockout si Senator ni Juan Manuel Marquez? So he punched a photographer who turned out to be a Getty's Images photographer. So natakot si Boboy na baka ilimanda siya and this and that. So I was able to get hold of the photographer whom he punched. And as it turned out, hindi nalimanda si Boboy. Otherwise, he would have settled. Hindi siya nalimanda. And ever since, that has been the fulcrum of my relationship with him. So every time kami magkita, go-usap kami ni Boboy. And then during that visit, 5 weeks, 6 weeks before the fight, may hinanakit na siya. Sabi ko, ikaw ba ang corner? Kasi, coming off the Batisi fight and all that stuff. Sabi niya, parang hindi yata din eh. And then that spilled over to the, yung final press conference. And now, I don't know if all this thing is related sa Thursday na para ding mag-power trip si Boboy or nag-flex or whatever na sabing, jogging ka. Huwag ka makinig sa iba. Jogging ka. Kailangan mo nang
mag-lap ka ng 15 laps. Si Buboy ang nag-approve. I'm sure Freddy Roach will not allow na mag-jogging pa si Manny doon sa eve ng kanyang laban. Diba?
Yes.
Pero si Buboy ba ang isa sa nagbigay ng go signal apart from the Senator? Yes, because
I'm sure kasi, I take that back. I'm not sure. Pero ang sabi ni Al Joharo na nagtaka daw siya, but si Al Joharo is a promoter also and based here now. Tapos may maraming boxer. He himself was also a former boxer. Tapos si Rubilar, yung kasama sa jogging crew boxer niya. So yun ang sabi niya sa akin na nagtaka ako ba si Boboy, ba't pinayagan? Why did he allow something like this? So, kita mo naman, if you look at the video at YouTube, as early as the third round, masyado nang talagang winded si Senator, di ba? The breathing was really...
That's exactly what Jerry told us earlier. No? Third round pa lang daw. He was trying to catch his breath na, no?
The breathing was so labored. Sabi ko, oh my goodness. Kasi nga ako, it turned out to be a blessing in disguise na nag-flare out yung gout ko. So I was able to watch the fight on pay-per-view, which has the benefit of commentary, the benefit of slow motion, and the benefit of all other things that you don't see in a actual broadcast. Marco Antonio inside, or in my case, I had very poor seats, which is fine because I was in the arena anyway. So mali-distract ka kasi medyo may tatayo or yung, there's so many distractions. But if you're watching it in pay-per-view, so nakita ko talaga, I was already concerned. In fact, it was a watch party ng mga Filipino ng pinuntahan ko sa pay-per-view. And as early as the 6th round, I already said, this is not looking good. Because Senator Manny was...
Yeah, okay. Mabuti kita, Boss Jerry. Kumusta yung yung sa ensayo, sa training nila? Kasi tandaan ninyo si Manny po, when his fight with the Spence was already announced, magkasama na agad sila ni Buboy eh. Tapos initially, pumunta pa sila ng Jensen eh. Ang plano talaga dyan, Boss Do, 2 weeks, 3 weeks before the fight, kay Spence saka lang sila pupunta ng wildcard. No, pero nabago ng konti yan, Boss Jerry eh, no? Parang early August nung, tama ba? Latter part ng July na lumipad.
July siya.
Napaaga. Pero doon ba sa sa training camp, Boss Jerry, nakikita mo na si Roach talaga yung in command o mas dominante yung Buboy?
Actually, isang beses lang kasi ako naka-attend ng training niya sa wildcard, no? Saturday na yun eh. And ang nagmi-meets na talaga sa kanya si Buboy. In the end, lahat ng ginagawa niya sa ring, si Buboy na talagang calling the shots. But from time to time, during break, Freddy Roach would, Manny will go to the corner of Freddy Roach, and Freddy Roach will say something to him. Baka may nakikita siyang ibang ginagawa or maling ginagawa si Manny. So, siguro, pino-point out niya yon. But otherwise, si Buboy na talaga ang nag-handle nung train. At least, dun sa isang beses kong nakita, si Buboy na talaga, the one calling the shots.
Tsaka kasi kasi si Manny, kino-cover ko yan, 2003 pa no? Ganun na rin katagal yan No? So, kabisado ko yung galaw, kabisado ko yung pagiging, pagiging enforcer o dominante nitong si Freddy Roach when it comes to interviews, when it comes to mga gagawin nitong si Manny, yung mga ipagbabawal. Pero this time around, lahat ng mga ayaw dati ni Freddy, nagagawa ngayon ni Manny No, so, ikaw ba, Boss Homer, meron kang, tapos kung makikita mo sa video kanina, aloof, itong si Fred Roach, kumbaga parang, sige, dito lang ako, kukunin ko na lang yung 10% ko. Diba? So, ikaw ba, Homer, close ka sa Team Pacquiao, may mga nabanggit pa sila regarding this one, na baka mamaya, one of these days, bigla tayo magugulat. Biglang maghihiwalay na ng landas pala yung Pacquiao tsaka Fred Roach na nababalitaan na natin yan, na even after ng Jeff Ward. Diba?
Yes, ang masabi ko lang that the control, the grip that Freddy Roach used to reign over, hindi na masyado. And I think the realization that, hindi na ako may kapag-away kasi how many fights the senator has? 2, 3? So yun siguro ang kasi nga dati during the prime of hindi ka basta-basta makapasok sa wildcard. Is tougher than the Pentagon. Doon si Maris 5
Morales, Marco Antonio Pereira, Ricky Hatch.
Sino makapasok? And in fact, Choi seems to have more power inside. So sino makapasok doon sa wildcard? Mga tao ni Senator, di ba? And I think that is also just the realization siguro, ito conjecture lang to realization ni Freddy na, you know what, let them run their, let them run interference, whatever they want to do. At the end of the day, I still get what I command in terms of pay, and sa paglaban, I'm still there. I'm still the main corner. So para ni Freddy, wala. No need to power trip kasi kuha ko naman lahat ng gusto ko and in terms of pay.
Ito po mga kaibigan, we're giving you some behind the scenes information tungkol dun sa naging laban nito pong si Manny Pacquiao, the preparations kasi yung dalawang bata po natin na yan, si Homer at saka ito po si Boss Jerry. They're both covering itong si Manny Pacquiao dyan po sa Las Vegas and even sa LA at talagang close in po sila doon. Kilala, close sila yung mga tao doon. So marami tayong nakukuha. Yes.
And one more thing, speaking of myths, although Boboy holds a lot of myths for the senator, there are some cases where the senator also insists na si Freddy kasi nga there seems to be a small measure of unhappiness sa conditioning ni Boboy. Kasi you've seen naman Boboy medyo I hate to say this but gained a little weight over the years and medyo mas slow yung reflexes and all that stuff kasi si Freddy even with the disability matawag natin for a lack of a better term, the Parkinson's, he's still good at the mitts. I saw that when I was there. Ang galing pa rin niya I'm not saying hindi magaling siya pero nung may right hand the late Achilles Jr., I'm sorry to mention him, pero yun ang sabi niya sa akin, na minsan nagagalit si Senator daw kasi si Boboy minsan is not as really as good as he should be in terms of catching the mitts. Kaya minsan, mas nag-i-insist si Senator na I'd rather have Freddy.
Alam mo kasi sa ugali, sa personalidad ni Manny Pacquiao, dapat may isa dyan tao na talagang may strong will Kasi si Manny medyo matigas ang ulo niyan Pag ginusto niya, gusto niya di ba? Katulad yung pagja-jogging niya. But anyway, let's dig deeper dun sa naging laban. Boss Jerry, nung nagpalit ng opponent, wala ka pa sa LA noon nasa quarantine pa kayo noon So, pero may mga tinanong ba kayo regarding dun sa naging preparation sila, adjustments and all, and another thing is si Ugas ba natanong ninyo na even before na he was announced to be the new opponent napaghandaan na niya si Manny ng mas matagal Di ba? May ganun ba? Kasi yan yung issue ngayon di ba? Na parang sinasabi nila kung si Spence yung nakakalaban ni Manny Pacquiao, siguro maganda yung naging laban kasi southpaw tapos biglang naging counter puncher, yun yung kahinaan ni Manny, no? So yan, tatalakayin na natin isa-isa yan. Pero Boss Jerry, yung tungkol doon sa adjustment ng Team Pacquiao and then yung preparation ni Ugas, may mga natanong din ba kayo sa kanila, doon sa kanilang kampo regarding that? Yung kumbaga si Manny, paano sila biglang nag-adjust, nagbalasa ng mga bagong plataforma, di ba?
Actually, ang sinagot lang nila ng Team Pacquiao dyan is that madali na lang mag-adjust from a southpaw opponent to an unorthodox because of the long experience of Pacquiao being in the ring, no? So sabi nila 2-3 days lang kapado na agad yung pag-shift sa isang kaliweteng kalaban to isang gumagamit ng kanan. That's what they've been saying, you know. Yung on the part of Ugas kasi he was originally to fight in the undercard of the Spence Pacquiao fight. I think Fabian Maidana ang makakalaban niya, no. And unfortunately, nagkaroon ng cut sa sparring si Maidana, and so he was deemed unfit to proceed with the fight. And I think at around that same time din na sinabi na Spence cannot fight dahil na merong detached retina siya. And it so happened na parehong open si Senator Pacquiao and open din si Ugas. So nagawa pa rin ituloy yung laban despite the I think 11-day or 10-day notice lang. Actually, sige.
Yung nag-injure yung kalaban ni Ugas, na-injure yung kalaban ni Spence. Wala kayong magic na naganap dito na hindi natin alam. Yung mga conspiracy theory ba?
Yes, actually, ang dami niyan no? Ang dami sa mga YouTube. Ang dami ngayon na lumalabas na ganyan, no? Na sinasabi na si Ugas was told as early as a month before pa na you're going to fight Manny Pacquiao. So ang sinasabi nila, more than a month pang nagte-train na si Ugas for Manny Pacquiao, and hindi lang 10 days na kagaya nung lumabas nga, no. But ang sa akin naman is yung ang hirap din paniniwalaan ng ganun because kung ikaw ba si Errol Spence, would you allow yourself to be used na na mag-step aside ka na lang, considering na this would be the most lucrative fight of your career, di ba? So bakit ka mag-step aside ng ganun? Hahayaan mo sila. May sinasabi pa raw kaya nag-back out daw si Spence because nakita yung mga training ni Manny na ang lakas daw sa sparring, napabagsak yung kalaban, and natakot daw si Spence kaya biglang nag-back out. Di ba? Napakahirap namang paniwalaan ng conspiracy theory na gano'n. Di ba?
Boss Homer, Dolph Carbet, pwede kayo sumingit. Isang tanong lang, Boss Homer. Kung si Spence ba yung nakalaban ni Pacquiao that same night, that same conditioning, what would happen kay Manny?
He'd be lucky to last 4 rounds. If given all what we've seen, kung yun ang pinakita ni Senator, given the issues he faced, the cramping, giving all other things, he would have been the perfect setup for Spence. Kasi Spence is a classic 1-2 puncher. And tapos, and Senator couldn't move anymore. He was a moving target. He was not a moving target. And also, ito, masyadong minimize nila that said na because Senator 72 fights had fought 7 lefties and 66, whatever the figure is, right-handers na easy lang daw ang transition. I beg to disagree. Because during the sparring, how many hundreds of rounds, he was sparring a lefty. And then all of a sudden, kasi they were preparing for Spence, and all of a sudden, he's fighting a righty. So you cannot just minimize that. See, I thought it was a very lazy argument, the same argument by those conspiracy theorists na sabihing takot si Spence.
Pero Boss Homer,
Spence is a, yeah.
Pero Boss Homer, magdiretsahan na tayo. Blessing in disguise ba na na-injure si Spence para kay Manny? Health-wise?
I think blessing would not be a appropriate thing because he still lost. The outcome is the same. Maybe the silver lining would be hindi siya na-knockout. It would have been worse. It would have been really worse kung na-knockout. If the idea is to prepare the senator and make his image na, this is a winner who can overcome so many obstacles, tapos na-knockout ka, it would have been a really, really bad optic.
Bago ko ipasa yung mikropono kay Boss Ruben. Boss Jerry, ikaw, sa tingin mo, ano yung forecast ng ibang mga reporter dyan na tumututok dito sa laban na to? I'm sure may mga apprehension din kayo regarding itong kay Spence. Kasi ang hindi mo talaga alam ng karamihan, mga kaibigan, Terence Crawford yung sinasabi ng mga Pilipino eh. But the deadliest sa 147 pounds is Errol Spence. No? Actually, bumaba nga lang po ng konti yung pagiging pound for pound niya dahil na-aksidente sa kotse yan eh. Pero si Errol Spence po, quality of opponent, no, yung strength niya, ang style kasi nitong si Crawford, titirahin niya muna yung bodega eh. Pag natinira na niya yung bodega at malambot na yung kalaban, tsaka ho niya patutulugin. Ganun ho yung tindi niyan. Kayo ba, Boss Jerry, medyo nakahinga rin kayo? Ang dami nga rin natin napapanood ng mga Pinoy analyst, di ba, na sinasabi parang ang magiging walk in the park itong ugas fight na ito. Pero going back tong kay Spence, nakahinga ba kayo nung napalitan? Boss Jerry, kasi lalo kayo, mga kaibigan talaga kayo ni Manny. Di ba?
Ako, yung based dun sa hindi wag muna nating ano yung naging performance ni Senator sa fight just based on yung pagte-train niya before, kung ano yung nakita natin na ginagawa niya. Ako, I would love to have him fight Spence talaga rather than Ugas. Mas gusto ko yun. Of course, I'm not hindi ko muna inaano na yung based on dun nga sa nakita nating performance ng Ugas. Pero
good point. It's a very good point.
Pero kung laban talaga, mas gusto ko talaga si Spence. I think mas attractive 'yun sa boxing fans, and I think similar style sila, and definitely either one of them will go down sa laban na 'yon.
Okay, Boss Ruben? Okay. So, sige. Balikan natin si Boss. Nagla-love letter sa akin sa motor. Babalikan kita. Ito, bigawang next sana. Pero ito, Homer, ito, napag-uusapan na natin ito si Manny Pacquiao. Kasi right now, kung pakikinggan mo yung mga statement ni Manny, parang mas lalo lamang yung fuel yung fire of sympathy eh. Na parang sinasabi niya, nagawa ko na lahat, di ba, na masaya na ako, ganito. Di ba? Do you think Manny is about to retire in the next 2 years?
I don't think so, because knowing Senator's personality, makita naman natin lahat, he likes to be around people. Tingnan mo, even with how they try to sanitize his image, andun pa rin, ang daming sa bahay niya, this much I know. Ang dami pa rin doon, they're watching events or games, ang daming nakapaligid sa kanya. I think he will miss the roar. Did you see him during the ring walk? Sayang-saya niya. People cheering his name, people chanting his name. And I think that's the hardest thing for him to separate himself from.
Okay. So, with that, Boss Homer, with that, this is my question. Boss Dodo, ibabato ko rin sa ito. May value ba si Manny Pacquiao pag hindi siya boksingero?
Yes, I think so. Because he's inherently a good person. Say what you want about his politics. Say what you want about his past. Say what you want about his, morality in some cases. His history of having sired children out of wedlock and all that other stuff. But inherently, very good person. Mabait na tao. So he has a value, yes. Kita mo naman ang generosity niya. It's well documented, ang generosity niya. And I think even before all this Kasi pag naging politika kasi ang tao, your intentions are forever questioned na. It's already laced with doubt. Kung hindi lang siya naging congressman and you give houses to the poor, no questions. Mabait na tao ito. But because you are a politician, nagiging doubtful na, may duda na siguro gusto tumakbo ng mas malaking posisyon to. So, yes, to answer your question, he has a value.
Yeah, Boss Homer, ikaw nakakausap mo sila Sean Gibbons, no? Sila yung mga malapit to sa kusina at saka sa bangko,
Yes.
Di ba? Si Manny ba?
I just spoke to Sean Gibbons.
Si Manny ba may pera pa? Kasi, di ba, hindi mo hahabulin yung laban kung may pera ka na eh. Tapos, ang isa pang napapansin ko kay Manny ngayon, nag-gold sila hideling, di ba? Na nanalo yung mga boxer, pero hindi siya namimigay ng ano ngayon, ng pabuya. Di ba dati? 2 million, 3 million, di ba? Di ba? Kaya medyo matipid eh, di ba? Medyo boksingero siya yata ngayon sa pera eh. Di ba?
So there, as a rule of thumb, there are few things in life. At age 53, I've learned that there are few things that you never talk about. A woman's age, another man's weight, and another person's money and how they spend it. So no comment ako dyan. But all I know is that Senator Manny, nagbibigay pa rin eh. May payroll pa rin yung mga LA boys. Saka yung marami pa rin siyang inaayos. People who need his help nandoon pa rin. So yun lang. But I can't comment. I cannot comment unless
mahaba pa rin yung pila. Mahaba pa rin yung pila kay Manny.
Here. This I can tell. During the day before, full disclosure kasi when I visited the senator at the wildcard gym, he offered tickets sa asawa ko at saka anak ko because we've known him for a long time. So sa Friday night, nagpila kami to take the ticket. 2,000 tickets were given away.
Oh?
That's a lot of tickets for the 17,000 that were present in the arena.
Boss Homer, ito si Boss Homer, kung merong keen observer dito, yung pinakamatinding keen observer si Boss Homer, isipin mo, hindi naakap si Joe Ramos, napansin niya pa, di ba? Boss Homer, magkano yung usually binibigay na balato ni Manny? Ano yung mga range? Pagka ganyan may laban?
Ito ang maano ko, si Rubilar, yung isa sa mga runners. Kasi alam mo naman, I'm a very conscientious fact finder. Curious tayo, the eternally curious mind. So tinanong ko, magkano bang fee? Sabi niya sa akin during the Mayweather fight, ang binigay ni Senator sa kanya as a runner, $15,000.
Wow.
Binili niya ng house and lot sa BF Homes.
Huh?
So that is always $15,000. But you have to remember, Boss Dodo and so everybody here in the panel, hindi lang yun isang run. That's when I say member ka ng running team, that's 2 months. 2 months ka dyan, from the wildcard gym up until leading to the fight. But still, that's $10,000. And he has like 12, 15 runners. And if you give one $15,000, that's almost like $230,000.
So sa mga asungot yun, ilan ba yung mga asungot niya dyan?
Nako, malaki.
Marami.
As much as 30,000. Tapos yung ibang binibig. Ang payroll kasi ito nalaman ko hindi off the record, I cannot independently verify this. Pero ang payroll niya, yung mga LA boys and all that stuff, they're over 100. They're over 100 every fight. Kasi
ganun kadami, Jay?
Oo, ganun. Ganun, boss. Ganun. Di ba, Boss Jerry? Boss Jerry, may laban si Manny na rumenta pa siya pinahiram siya ng Air Asia ng 2 eroplano Di ba? Just to lift yung mga tao niya from the Philippines to Malaysia ba o somewhere, di ba? Boss Jerry?
Australia.
Naalala mo yan?
Australia.
Yeah, ito lang.
Grabe, no?
So, yung mapuno mo yung 2 eroplano, ilang tao yun, boss?
Grabe, no?
Kasi ito, like for instance, pag dumating yung mga kapatid ni Manny to watch the fight in LA, each and every one of them, including Mami Junicia, may mga driver yan, tsaka may mga sasakyan. So, they are part of the payroll immediately. Tapos kung may security pa, may driver, may security pa. So, you're talking easily 50 na agad, family members and friends. And this one na-verify ko because I did a story on this. I attempted to anyway. Yung Manlis in Malaysia, Senator paid 139 rooms at the La Meridian for friends and family. 139 room. $130 a night for the entire week. 7 days yun. Monday to Sunday. So can you imagine? So yun ang by the same token, si Ugas, he had an entourage of 4 people. Trainer, manager, siya, at saka yung fiancé niya. So yung yung
start contrast.
Actually, yung sa grand arrival niya, ang entourage niya lang siya tsaka yung fiancé. Dalawa lang sila. Yeah.
Yes.
Talaga? The contrast, no?
Yeah.
So, I'm sure nakausap na si Sean kanina, no? Natanong mo ba siya kung ano yung next plan kay Manny? Nag-hit ba siya na papanik ulit ng ring? Kasi yun yung tanong ngayon ng mga tao eh. Di ba? Yun yung inaabangan na hindi sinasagot ng diretso eh.
Ang sabi ni Sean sa akin is that he'll let the senator decide. Because there's so many moving parts pa kasi. Yung mata. Kasi nga kanina bumili. When Sean bumili ng medisina sa mata. So he was running around. And yun ang sabi niya sa akin because tinanong ko rin future kasi tinanong ko future ni Magsayo kailan ang world title fight, future ni Casimero, of course future ni Senator. So sabi niya, the boss is Senator, he decides. So hindi siya he'll give him time. Sabi nga ni Senator nga, give me time to rest and then I'll get back to you in a month or so.
Okay. So Boss Jerry, sino pa ba ang mga next ideal fight kay Manny just in case na magbalak siyang umakyat ulit sa ring? Sino pa ba ang mga maganda-gandang laban? Part 2 versus Ugas? Magiging feasible ba yan?
Ako naririnig ko yun sa ibang mga members ng Team Pacquiao na a possible rematch with Ugas ang isa sa mga tinitingnan nila, no. Siyempre, depende yun sa decision nga ni Senator if he will retire or not. But may narinig ako na if may rematch with Ugas, it could be this December or January ang inaay nila.
Okay. Dol, ikaw? Dol, go ahead.
Meron lang akong magandang tanong dito, nabanggit na natin kanina. To Sir Jerry na lang din siguro. Sir Jerry, nabanggit natin kanina yung presence ni Chavit. Actually, yung lack of presence ni Chavit. May nagtanong, nakalimutan ko lang yung pangalan. Parang nawalan daw ba ng good luck charm, kumbaga, dahil nawalang Chavit sa laban ngayon?
Good question.
Hindi ko nasundan kasi Homer is Governor Chavit nandoon nung Tourman fight. Hindi ko gaano napansin if he was there eh.
Yes, I think he was.
And
based on the interview niya sa binigay niya sa Bombo Radio, he implied that this was the first time na na-miss niya yung big fight niya. Na-miss niya yung big fight niya, no? And here's the thing though. History has shown that if a fighter who had been thoroughly beaten would immediately seek a rematch, it's not gonna end well. Shane Mosley against Vernon Forrest. Alexis Arguello against Aaron Pryor. History has shown hindi maganda. So I'm not sure why they are pursuing that. Hindi nagpursue si Senator. Ugas is saying I'm willing to give a rematch. I can't wait. And it's obviously for many reasons. Primarily the money. Kasi si Senator is still a pay-per-view hit. Kita mo naman. Which is also, if I don't know, I'm sure the panel notices that the unwritten and the long observed protocol in boxing is that pag may championship fight, una yung ina-announce yung challenger, tapos yung champion. Dito sa fight na last Saturday, unang ina-announce ni Jimmy Lennon si Ugas, tapos si Pacquiao, who's the challenger, yun ang pangalawang na-announce. So it just shows to you who was the A side of the promotion.
Yung tanong pala, Idol, came from Eric Urbistondo, nakita ko na. And then, meron pa isa dito.
Ako lang, isa yung sabi mo kasi kung he was the lucky charm, I don't think so rin naman dahil may mga times na natalo si Senator Manny with Juan Manuel Marquez, Bradley, Mayweather, of course. Nandun din naman si Governor Chavit pero natalo.
Pero siya lang ang sigurado. Siya lang ang sigurado. Lucky better yan. Di ba?
Speaking of Lucky
sigurado yan.
Charm, to me, speaking of Lucky Charm, is the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Ang record ni Senator yata doon is 11-1. This fight was at the T-Mobile Arena.
Yeah. Oo nga na, tama.
Yeah.
Idol, meron pa ako dito isang nakita from Facebook. Ano ko muna, Kuya Carl? From Michael John. Meron daw kasing chismis na days before the fight, merong kasparing si Senator Manny na lumipat doon sa kampo ni Ugas. May katotohanan ba yung mga ganong chismis?
Boss J.
Wala akong narinig na gano'n eh. Tsaka bakit ka naman lilipat sa kampo ni Ugas? Siguro naman mas malaki ang bayad ni sila Senator Pacquiao, no?
And not only that too, when sparring partners are hired for a specific fight, contractually obligated yan through during the course of the fight. And they have to sign non-disclosure agreements. And even if they quit for some reason or another, hindi lang sila makakwit. There is a non-disclosure agreement so that there will be no secrets revealed during training. Kasi di ba, maybe
bawal yun.
During those sessions, di ba, may mga instructions si Freddie Rhodes na ganito yung strategy natin. So when they sign up those sparring partners, it's through the course of the months leading up to the fight until the day of the fight. So walang katotohanan yan.
Mahigpit yung Pacquiao sa mga ganyan leakage eh. Kasi remember, Jerry, ng time ni Eric Morales, yung unang talo ni Pacquiao, yung natalo si Pacquiao kay Eric Morales, nag-leak yung kanilang taktika doon. Kasi may nag-video pala, nakarating sa kampo ni Eric Morales. Di ba po, Jerry?
Tama.
So talagang
Kaya ngayon pag sa wildcard, pag sparring, bawal ang videos, bawal ang camera. So,
ever since.
Yes.
Kahit media, bawal. Tapos
bawal.
Ang pwede mo lang picturean yung punching of meats, di ba? Napakaswerte mo kung i-allow kang mag-take ng a few seconds ng sparring. Okay, mga viewers natin, pwede ho kayong magtanong pa na ito, mga insiders po ng Team Pacquiao, itong hindi ho sila insiders, nakatutok po sila sa kampo ni Manny Pacquiao, no? Itong dalawang barkada po natin ngayon.
Meron pang isa, si Virgie.
Si Virgie pala.
Ganda. By the way,
andito yung asawa niya eh.
Props to Virgin. Ganda ng mga story ni Virgin. Yung Naire, is very good.
Boss, iba tanong kita. Speaking of which, buti bring up ni Boss Homer yan. Nagtataka lang ako. Ewan ko na, Boss Jerry, kung napapansin mo, being our associate editor, bakit pagka-story ni Pacquiao, Boss, hindi na masyado kinakagat kayo? No, napapansin mo ba yon? And even itong live natin ngayon, 67 viewers lang tayo. Pero pag PBA ang pinag-usapan natin dito, sumisipa tayo 800 pataas. Di ba? Pero pag Casimero ang topic natin, punong-puno sagad ho sa viewership yon, sa readership. Pag yung Donaire, di ba? Ba't kaya ganun, Boss Do? Anong nabago?
I think I asked Jerry about that last week. Ako din, parang sinasabi ko sa kanya, we do stories about Casimero. Isa lang ang sagot sa akin ni Jerry, I think he can repeat it now. Kasi si Casimero daw knows how to market himself.
So,
he knows how to market himself. And
negatively.
Oo nga, negatively. So, para siyang polarizing figure, di ba? Na either like him or hate him, di ba? Sabi nga ni Jerry sa amin, unlike ni Casimero, si Pacquiao, napaka diba? He wouldn't say a bad thing about his opponent, diba? So marketing wise, hindi kinakagat ng tao, diba? And
Bossing, let me interject. Sorry to interject. I disagree with the notion that Casimiro markets himself well. I think the appropriate term is Casimiro is being marketed well because it's not him who does his social media account. Somebody else is doing his social media account. Alam ko pangalan. Mark Lontayo.
Mabait, no?
Yes, he's the one doing that because I know Casimero. I've interviewed him before. He is a kid who used to work from sun up to sundown, naghahakot ng tubig, nagtitinda ng isda sa public market ng Ormoc. And he's such a very nice kid, even to Jerry, nakausap mo doon, very spoken, well-spoken, ang bait, mild-mannered. And then all of a sudden, nakikita mo yung mga tweet, hindi to si And not only that, he's not fluent in English. I'm not gonna parse my words here. And bigla na lang galing mag-English, tapos may nagmumura. That's not General Casimero.
Jay, ikaw, Jay.
Pero Boss Homer, totoo ba lasing ko si General Casimero? Kaya may iba mga promoter dati dyan, parang ayaw siyang hawakan?
That I heard from kasi na-interview ko si Samson Lekovich. Samson Lekovich used to hold the rights of Casimero. He let him go. Sabi niya, masyadong umiinom daw. But that was back in the day. And as you can see, by the way, I saw him carrying a bottle of beer sa MGM Grand on the Friday of leading to the fight. But alam mo naman, boxers, they're such in terrific shape that one bottle of a 12-ounce beer, they can burn that with 30 minutes of calisthenics. So
si Manny, si Manny, yan ang problema nung araw ng mga 2004, 2005. Halos sa beer house sa tutulog yan, di ba, Boss Jerry? Di ba? Diyan nga yata niya naging close si Aramina nung araw no? Tama ba ako? Ha? Boss Jerry?
Hindi ko alam. Iba yata yung nabalitaan ko.
Iba.
They put that behind him, no? Hindi naman naman.
In fairness kay Casimero, when I interviewed Nonito Donaire also at the MGM Grand, he was enjoying a bottle of red wine. So I guess okay lang to. I think it's more on the moderation, especially with these fighters. Tapos hindi naman wala silang schedule na laban, and there's a lot of time to shed off. At the end of the day, kahit na. Pero
are you seeing Donaire and Casimero mixing it up?
No. Personally, sabi ni na-interview ko nga si Nonito, sabi niya, as a boxer, he's been trained to fight sino in front of him. Pero sabi niya sa akin, at this stage in his career, at age 37, he'd rather fight Inoue daw because of the money. Lucrative kasi, mas lucrative. And he has, not only does Inoue have ESPN sorely behind him, may Mr. Honda pa. The Japanese promotional giant, Taken Promotions. So they will have...
So Omar, what's the effect of Manny Pacquiao's loss and yung kanyang pababang career sa iba pang mga boxers natin?
Well, I think maliit pa tayo, di ba? We watch movies na Indian at saka yung mga cowboy movies. Pag namamatay na yung Apache, retreat na yung mga Indian. But, of course, it's demoralizing, but it's short term. Kasi alam mo naman, yung mga boxers, they're so good at compartmentalizing. Nagna-knockdown, bigla tatayo, di ba? One boxer could lose by a knockout and the next fight, he wins by a knockout. So, para lang medyo sila, I think they feel bad for Senator na natalo kasi not only is his father figure, siya yung boss nila. Manny Pacquiao is the heart, the face, the soul of the franchise, Manny Pacquiao Promotion. So yan lang, epektuhan sila. But at the end of the day, mga boxers so used to adversity and they will get through this. Magsusurvive yung mga boxers.
Boss Jerry, what's your take on Mark Magsayo? Ito, maganda yung credentials sa dala-dala nitong bata ngayon, parang batang Pacquiao ito eh. Pero ikaw, anong take mo? Personally, na-monitor mo to, nakikita mo siya, boss?
Well, of course, the future is bright for Mark Magsayo, especially with the way he rallied back, in his fight against Julio Ceja and win it via sensational 10th round knockout. Kami nga nung he was knocked down in the 5th round, naku, sabi namin, eto na siguro yung end of the beginning of the end for Mark Magsayo, dahil nakita na nung Meksikano na sa katawan talaga ang kahinaan niya, so dinukot talaga ron. And ang hindi ko lang maintindihan is that hindi pinagtiyagaan ni Ceja na talagang mag-concentrate sa body ni Magsayo, nakipagsabayan pa rin siya during the 10th round, and ganyan yung gusto ni Magsayo, and eventually nakalusot yung isang kanan niya na I think bago pa niya nasundan ng isang kanan
tulog na.
Unconscious na si Ceja, unconscious na si Ceja. So well, based on that performance alone, I think Magsayo deserves a title shot against Gary Russell. But sa tingin ko, baka naman mapaaga pa. Siguro, another fight would do him well, no? Another...
Boss Jay, baka matimingan mo nga pala si Magsayo tsaka yung asawa niya. May magandang istorya yan, Boss Do.
Ano?
Kasi si Frances, yung asawa niya, nakilala ko yun, naging kaibigan ko yun sa Macau, Boss. Nagko-cover ako ng laban ni Algeria. Hindi, sino yung una niya kay sa Bradley, Timothy Bradley ba yun? Yung una niya sa Macau, Boss Jerry?
Bam Rios yata eh.
Bam Rios.
Bam Rios.
Hindi, yung nakalaban ni Manny. Sa
Brandon Rios.
Si Brandon Rios, si Brandon Rios. So nasa yung hotel na tiniran ko noon, nakilala ko si Francis. Fan na fan siya ni Manny Pacquiao. Boss Dodo. Tapos yung may picture ng Pilipino na kinunan sa weigh-in, if I'm not mistaken, nung laban na ni Manny sa Brandon Lee. Si Francis yun. Boss Jerry. Si Francis yun. So talagang big fan ni Manny Pacquiao yan. Tapos yung picture na pinost pa natin yun yung mga Pilipino sa Macau na may dalang malaking flag, sila Francis yun. So yung boyfriend si Mark Magsayo nung time na yun.
Wow.
Tapos ngayon si Manny na yung nag-handle ata ng karir ni si Mark no? So kumbaga parang ang ganda na naging story din nung mag-asawa na yan no? Parang alam ko sa tattoo nagkakilala yan kasi tattoo artist yun yung asawa niya di ba? Si Francis. Anyway, so ilang Carl, go ahead.
Ito, may mga more conspiracy theories dito sa YouTube. From Marky Lopez. Sabi niya, check Ugas, the fake bicep injury. Unfair for Pacman 4 times na drug test against Pence. Pero si Ugas wala ata. Totoo ba? Ano yung theory na yun? So can answer.
That's not true. That's not true. It's just one of those things. Kasi there was by Nevada State Athletic Commission regulations, may urine sample after every fight. And as far as we know, walang positive test si walang positive si Ugas. And I think both of them also are under the USADA, the drug protocol for boxing. So that's to me that's out of the question. Parang deservedly so tawagin natin fake news.
May kasi Homer na lumabas yung may namamagaraw yung biceps ni Ugas during the weigh-in. Di ba hindi pantay kasi yung niya. Mas malaki I think yung kanang biceps niya yata yung mas malaki compared dun sa kaliwa. So sinasabi nila, injured yan si Ugas dahil nga namamaga yung biceps. But paano ma-i-injured? Tinuloy. Otherwise, iyaano na ng Nevada Athletic State Commission na stop ang fight kung may injury yan. Di ba?
Yeah. Kung may injury, in fact, it would have been advantageous to Senator, di ba?
Yes.
So yun na nga, twist Wala tayong panalo sa social media kasi kung injured, talo kasi injured. Pero pag natalo kasi nag-cheat yan, drugs yan.
Tsaka parang dininay yata ni Ugas during the post-fight presser yun na no, he's not injured at all.
Going back to politics, a good PR person would have never dignified such claim publicly. Yun, if that were the case, at si Senator yung medyo may abnormality sa size ng braso niya, a good PR person would have said, wag nang tanungin, do not dignify it. Because that's what a good PR person. Sinagot kasi ng trainer ni Ugas. So then it opens the doors. But if you do not dignify it, wala na.
Tama.
Yeah, yun ang So
Oy, thank you Homer and thank you Jay. Puyat na kayo pareho niyan. But thank you for joining us here.
Yes, actually.
Hanggang alas 5 tayo, di ba? Hanggang alas 5 tayo, marami pa tayong pag-uusapan.
biglang pumikit yung mata ni Jerry Ramos, no?
Pagod na si Boss Jerry kasi they drove pa yesterday from Vegas.
I think the good time to end this, a good way to end this is to go back to our original premise, and maybe we can ask Homer and Jerry, before we close this, will Manny fight again, or will Manny retire after this? Let's start with you, Homer.
Ako, sa sinabi ko sa column ko, boss, I'm fine either way. I'm at peace. If he wants to fight again, to change the narrative of his last fight and to have a more appropriate send-off, it's well and good. He had earned that. Kasi naman tayo, if he ends it this way, sabi niya, ayaw ko na, I'm also good with it, because the idea that our sports heroes always go out in a blaze of glory is stuff of movies. Hindi yun. In real life, it never happens. It rarely happens. There's only one Tom Brady. The others are Joe Montana. The others are limping into the sunset, into the finish line. In a perfect world, Michael Jordan would have been a Chicago Bull, but we saw him flame out as a Washington Wizard.
Yes,
So okay ako. Kung ayaw na ni Senator, if he has had enough, okay lang. I will not, because I will choose to remember the triumphs. I will not remember being beaten by Ugas. Pero kung gusto niya na mas perfect yung ending niya, na at least to end on a happy note, kagaya ni Julio Cesar Chavez, his last fight, he lost to Costa Zoo, and then he wanted to end his career on a winning note. He fought an unknown in his hometown to close out his career. I'm also fine with that. So wala akong ano. At the end of the day, to me, it's a decision that he has to make, si Senator. It should be free from the influence of, the self-interested. Kasi medyo nag-ano ko kay Boboy. Boboy immediately says, dapat maglaban pa si Senator. Kasi polluted source, he makes money when the Senator fights. Did he factor out that how bad did Boboy factor out how bad he got beaten, si Senator? Did he factor out the uneasiness yung ni Jinky? Nakita ni Jinky, bugbog ka, no? How many times have we seen in the screen na parang tumalikod si Jinky? Can you imagine being Jemwell and the other son of Senator to see their father being beaten? So those are the things that the people who have interest, self-interest nila na palabanin si Manny. But to me, it has to come from the Senator. It shouldn't be influenced by those around him. Pag sabi ni Senator, I'm fine with it either way.
Thank you, Homer. How about you, Jeff?
Ako, I agree with Homer 101%. No? Sa sports, ang daming ganyan na you always look forward to finishing your career on a high note. No? But it usually didn't happen. Oscar De La Hoya, nakita natin, ni-retire mismo ni Manny Pacquiao yan. Sugar Ray Leonard, ganun din, natalo kay Terry Norris by knockout. And etong kay Senator, if ever this will be his last fight, nakita naman natin na maganda pa rin ang ginawa niya. No? A very competitive fight pa rin. Actually, a very close fight pa rin kung titignan, no?
Yeah,
so,
2 rounds.
Yeah, totoo. And agree ako kay Homer na unfortunately there would be people around Manny who will egg him to continue fighting because tama yung sinasabi niya. Sometimes yung self-interest natin. Yes. And again, unfortunately, may ganung ugali si Senator Manny na he gives way dun sa mga sinasabi ng mga taong nakapaligid sa kanya. And sana this time he will decide on his own, think about his family, think about his future in whatever endeavor as a politician or as a sportsman, siguro as a promoter, no? At least involved pa rin siya sa boxing, no? So,
may commitment niya, Boss Jerry, sa Pilipino. Kasi
yes,
di ba? Being a senator.
No, ako personally, I would be happy to see Manny retire right now.
Snow, ikaw, Snow.
Ako siguro dapat 2 years ago pa nag-retire na si Manny kasi wala na siyang papatunayan Gaya nga ng sinabi ko sa opening statement ko kanina, gagawin na lamang siyang tuntungan ng mga batang mga boxer na papasok. No? At tandaan mo, hindi siya naging maganda yung paghihiwalay ni Bob Arum. And Bob Arum, no, basically has a platoon of boxers na gusto niya rin sigurong gamitin na to step on Manny Pacquiao na somehow, di ba? Kahit papaano may ma-avenge for him, no? Pero hindi ko naman sinasabing ganun talaga. No, pero di ba, para sa atin kasi national treasure ang turing natin kay Manny Pacquiao ever since eh. And you won't want yung treasure mo na tinatapak-tapakan na lamang, di ba? Ginugulpi na lamang ng ibang mga boxers na, di ba? Na gusto ring sumikat, no? Na kasi nangyayari yan eh, di ba? Yan yung isa sa mga sakit para do sa mga sikat na mga atleta, di ba? Yung learning to walk away, di ba? From the sport na nagbigay sa kanila ng karangalan. So siguro yan yung dapat na unawain ngayon ni Manny Pacquiao kasi magkakaroon din ng masamang masamang imahe do sa kanyang pagiging politiko eh. 'Di ba kasi parang lalabas dito masyado kang selfish, 'di ba? Parang lalabas dito masyado kang naghahabol dun sa mga premyo mo. Actually, sa status kayo ni Manny Pacquiao, andun ka na sa taas eh. Di ba? Huwag mo na ibaba yung level mo. Yung pumasok ka sa politika, ibinaba mo na dinigrade mo na yung sarili mo eh. Nung tinayo mo yung MPBL, nagka-leche-leche, ibinaba, na-apektuhan yung imahe mo eh. Di ba? Naglaro ka sa PBA, na-apektuhan yung imahe mo. Di ba? Naging singer ka, di ba? Na-apektuhan yung imahe mo. Di ba? Lahat ng ginagawa mo, nakakasira ng imahe mo. Isa na lang Manny Pacquiao, yun talagang nag-aangat sa'yo, di ba? Na magbibigay ng legacy sa'yo, yan yung boxing. Huwag mo nang hintayin na masira pa rin yan. Yun naman yung akin, di ba? Kasi wala ka nang dapat patunayan eh. Yung mga nagsasabi kay Manny na Manny, lumabang ka pa, selfish po yun. Kasi nakikinabang sila. Di ba? Ako hindi ko naman sinasabi directly na isa si Buboy doon, but take note, Buboy, isa politician sa Pulangi. His appearance beside Manny Pacquiao gives him an edge over his rivals sa politika. Di ba? So, pero kaibigan natin yan si Buboy eh, di ba? O yung mga nakapaligid niya kay Manny Pacquiao, di ba hanggang kailan ninyo bubuntutan si Manny? Di ba? Na sabi nga ng ibang mga Amerikano dati, yung mga tao sa paligid ni Manny, kunyari nagchichichir yan, pero yung mga bulsa, yung kamay nila nasa bulsa ni Pacman. Di ba? So, sa ngayon kasi Manny, ang isipin mo na lang yung, kasi ang isa pa talaga nakakatakot dito is yung effect nung boxing, too much boxing sa'yo. Tandaan mo, yung laban mo na yan kay Ugas, nagulpi ka rin kahit pa paano, makikita mo yung mukha niya. Diba? Pag uluhuan tinatamaan, hindi natin alam kung ano yung magiging after effect niyan. So, yung pamilya mo, Manny, din yung isipin mo dyan. Diba? Wala ka nang dapat patunayan sa boxing na ibigay mo na yan. Diba? 9 title, wala na. Wala na 9 division, di mo na kaya yung middleweight. Diba? Wala na. Yun na lang yung pinakasiguro isang motivasyon para sa'yo. Umakit ka sa middleweight eh. But that's going to be too much para sa pag-stretch mo na ng sarili mo. So ako, siguro Manny, isang laban na lang, lumabang ka dito sa Pilipinas, di ba, in front of our kababayan, di ba? Lumabang ka sa Luneta, di ba? Yung tapos na yung COVID, di ba? I-tribute mo lang yan sa mga Pilipino, di ba? Gawin mo yan bago mag-May.
Okay yun, no?
Pero hindi, pag lumaban yata siya ng May, boss, bawal ipalabas. Di ba? Nangyari yan.
Dapat mga before the campaign period, no?
Before the campaign period. So,
I would love to see that too.
Ako isang laban lang Manny dito sa Pilipinas, di ba? O ayayin mo si Marquez. Si Mayweather. Kasi ako sa tingin ko kaya lumalaban pa si Manny, Boss Doc. Meron pa siyang unfinished business kay Floyd Mayweather eh. Kasi kahit pa paano pilit pa rin niyang hinahabol, it's a lucrative fight. Yan yung talagang siguro kung may motivasyon si Manny, yan na lang. Yung Floyd Mayweather fight, but I don't think it's going to happen. Especially now natalo siya. Talagang yung tadhana, Boss Jerry, kung mapapasi mo, pinapatigil na si Manny, Conor McGregor, hinahabol nila. Akala mo, bigla natalo si Conor McGregor. Di ba? Kumbaga, lahat ng mga direksyon na pupuntahan ni Manny, naglag na eh. Di ba? Wala ka na pupuntahan, man. Di ba? Anyway, Boss Doc.
Ikaw, Carl, what do you think? Kailangan pa ba lumaban or kailangan na mag-retire?
Retire na, sir. Actually, kahit nung after Mayweather fight, that would have been the perfect ending for him. Kasi yun yung feeling ko na pinakagusto niyang patunayan ng fight eh. Since after nung fight na yun, he lost. But even if he lost that fight, I think that would have been the perfect time to retire. But yun nga, medyo na-stretch pa niya ng konti yung against siguro much lesser quality foes. Although quality, but still not as quality as Mayweather. But that would have been the perfect time to retire. And now, siguro, wala na siyang kailangan patunayan like what all our panelists said. Kumbaga, napatunayan na nila lahat sa atin at sa mga Filipino. And siguro yun nga, parang I know it, siguro it makes him happy to be around people to get the adulation na Pero wala eh. So, he has to listen to his body naman. Kumbaga, before he's always listening to other people, to his close, yung mga confidants niya. But ngayon, listen to his body naman. It's telling him that parang, nasa parang end of the line na siya. So I think that should be the end point na ng career. So yun, I think again, listen to his body, and kung siyempre love pa rin niya yung sport, di ba? If he still loves boxing, he just tuloy lang niya yung pagiging promoter niya, or di ba? He can still stay in boxing but in another capacity. That way, nasa sport pa rin siya.
O yung anak niya, di ba? Yung anak niya, nagbaboxing yun. Di ba? Doon na siya mag-focus. Tsaka sabi ko kanina, Boss Dodo, sa opening natin, di ba? Yung taxi nga, after 20 years, di-retiro eh. Siya 26 years na lumalaro. Di ba, Boss Homer? And his fights, mabibigat yung mga pinagdaanan niya laban. Gera talaga. Di ba?
Yes. The wear and tear.
Sinabi ni Homer kanina na when he's boxing, he's in his happy place. Di ba? I remember yung panahon ni Jordan, di ba? Shortly after he retired daw.
Yeah. Pero boss,
sinabi siya, di ba? Sinabi si Jordan, he was president of the, Homer, he was president of the
Washington,
di ba? Wizards, di ba?
Oh, Wizards. Yeah.
He was president of the Wizards, he was making all the decisions, and yet, binisita raw siya ng isang reporter, and he was slumped in his chair daw. There's a big, he had a big office in the Washington front office, and he was slumped in his chair na parang napaka-bored. So that tells you how much these athletes enjoy what they're doing. Diba? If Jordan enjoys playing before these big crowds and motivating himself to games, I think it's the same for Manny. Diba? Na pag nakikita ko doon sa mga pinapadalang mga video ni Jerry, video ni Virgie, and napakasaya niya when he's training, when he's di ba? So no wonder it takes a lot of effort to walk away, di ba?
Actually, boss, hindi boxing siguro yung nagpa-pump up kay Manny, yung tao.
Adulation, di ba?
Oo, yung adulation. Ewan ko, Boss Jerry, Boss Homer, ewan ko kung napapansin ninyo kasi close din naman kayo kay Manny. Di ba ako, ilang beses ko nakakasama si Manny. Alam mo, Boss Dodo, pag kinausap ko si Manny, kunyari, yung ganitong pandahan, yung nasa kasala niya kayo, di ba? Kinausap ko siya about boxing, boss, hindi siya interesado. Ayaw niyang topic ng boxing. Yun yung napansin ko lang, Kausapin mo siya about chess, about politics, naku, maggangal-ngal yan. Dire-diretso salita niya, pero about boxing, titingin na siya sa'yo. Tapos titingin. Ewan ko kung napapasin mo yung Boss Jay. Napapasin mo ba yun kay Manny? Pagka mga meeting, yung mga pagpupulong, di ba? Ayaw, hindi siya sasagot pag boxing yan. Napapasin mo ba yun?
Oo, tama. Lately, nung huli namin siyang nakausap, imbis na interviewin namin siya about the fight, naging political topic yung napag-usapan namin Oo, napunta ron
Not necessarily boxing, but yung niya is around boxing, it's a happy place. May taong nanonood sa kanya, may taong nag-advance sa kanya, the adulation, all that, no?
In fact, to add to your point, Boss Dodo, Jerry was there too. During the final press conference on Thursday, or Wednesday ba yun, Jerry? I think Thursday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Even after the media availability session was done, si Ugas umalis na. Senator Pacquiao stayed for another hour. And Fred Sternberg, the publicist, had to cut it off. Sabi, last question na. Dahil he wouldn't stop talking. He liked it. He liked the attention. He liked people asking him a question. He likes to be out there in front of the camera. And yan lang. Yan I think the hardest of all the kasi yung
walk away from, no?
Yeah. Kasi yung bugbog matanggap niya na. They're built to absorb punishment. Pero yun, the adulation, that's the hardest to walk away from. Yun. Anyway,
Yan nga yung rason, Homer, kaya tinanong kita kanina eh. No, ano yung value ni Manny Pacquiao without boxing? Di ba? Kaya kita tinanong kanina eh. Di ba? Yes.
Anyway, I hate to... Boss Dodo, I have to jump off kasi my plane flies in 4 hours. So
what time is your flight? 4 hours? Asa airport ka ba yan, boss?
Yes, nandito pa ako sa New York, across the street from the T-Mobile Arena. You know, T-Mobile Arena behind me.
Ka pala.
Nasa New York ako.
Ganun pa yung camera mo. Tingnan mo yung sa may kama.
Yeah.
Tingnan ko. Yung may paligid, yung sa kama. Tingnan ko na yung kama.
Hindi, pwede pa tayong mga 2 oras, Homer. Mamaya pa.
No,
may kasama, may kasama, ayaw iliko yung camera eh. Ganun mo,
Gusto mo mamamatay ako kay Mrs. Nandun si Mrs. Kasi naiingayan.
No, seriously, maraming salamat, Homer, for dropping by. No?
Thank you so much. Guys, I love you all and see you next time, okay?
Okay.
Safe flight, Safe flight.
Si Boss Jerry, kalagan mo na rin. Boss Do, kalagan mo na rin si Boss Jerry. Boss Homer, thank you.
Si
Jerry, nasa lobby yan.
You give your parting shot, Je. Bago mo balikan sa kama si Aba Cordero tsaka siya.
Well, sabi ko nga, if there's an appropriate time for Senator Pacquiao to really walk away from the sport, I think ito na talaga yung right time no. Yung previously nung Marquez when he lost to Juan Manuel Marquez, sinasabi na nila na dapat mag-retire ka na. When he lost to Floyd Mayweather, dapat mag-retire ka na. Nung natalo ka siya kay Jeff Horn, ganun din no, sinabi rin nila. But he kept on coming back and again proving himself na he's an all-time great no. And itong pagkatalo niya kay Yordenis Ugas won't affect his legacy as a boxer, as one of the best in his generation, no? Because at his age, he kept on fighting kung sino man yung best in his division, no? He didn't duck any challenger, any champion, or even accept mga exhibition matches just like what Floyd Mayweather is doing, no? Yung pagiging competitive niya sa fighter nandun pa rin until he retires, and I think that's the most appropriate time right now mag-retire na si Senator Pacquiao.
Unanimous, ano? Unanimous pala tayo, ano, boss?
Oy, maraming salamat, Jay, for being here. Hinga ka na.
Kailan balik nyo, Boss Jerry? Kailan ang balik nyo?
Bukas ng gabi ang flight namin.
Ako 7 days quarantine kayo, no? 7 days quarantine.
10 days yata eh.
7 lang, di ba? Boss Do, 7 days lang, di ba?
Ang US, sabi ang US daw parang 10 days eh. Hindi nga namin maintindihan eh.
Hindi, 7 lang pag...
7 lang pag ano?
PCR ka ng 4th day, tapos pag clear ka po tayo, the 7th day. Kung fully vaccinated, ha?
Yes, tama.
Pwede bang total, ka na rin, magko-quarantine ka rin, pwede ba dimaretso ka na sa Pampanga, ka na mag-quarantine? Pwede ka na sa Pampanga. Sa bayan eh.
Pero boss, fully vaccinated ka ba? Fully vaccinated? Fully circumcised? Fully circumcised.
Albahe ka.
Boss, ingat ka, namimiss. Alam mo, naiingit ako, huwag na kayo nagpo-post ng picture kasi dapat kasama ako dyan eh. Pag nakikita ko, dapat kasama ako dito yung
Hindi kasi sumama eh. Hindi na sumama eh.
Busy, sa susunod. Sabi ko natin tayo. Hopefully.
Meron pa yan. Okay.
Ingat.
Thank you sa lahat. Dog, Ben, Carl, Snow, I love you, ha?
Sabi ko, Che.
Going back to the topic, Dog, tinatanong kita kanina, to close, ano tingin mo? Sabi mo more from the outside looking in, di ba?
Ako kasi boss, sinasabi ko nga sa inyo, I'm a casual fan when it comes to boxing. Pero hindi bago yung sitwasyon nitong si Manny Pacquiao eh. We've seen it in other sports, basketball. Alam natin yung sitwasyon nung Asi Taulava is 47, 48 na. hindi pa rin nagre-retire. Same with MMA na na-cover ko. Edward Folayang is already 36, 37 kahit na ganyang skid. Hindi pa rin sila formally naghahang ng boots. So I think legacy wise when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, set na yan eh. The hardest, like what you said nga boss, like sinabi ng ibang kasamahan natin dito sa episode na to, the hardest part for any athlete is choosing to walk away from the sport na for the longest time, ilang taon, yan yung ginagawa nila. Basically made them who they are right now. Itinaguyod yung pamilya nila, binuhay sila, napag-graduate yung mga anak nila, and gave them the life that they have now. Sa sitwasyon ni Senator Manny, medyo extreme kasi naging senador, yumaman ng matindi, nakapagtayo ng kung ano-ano liga, and kung sino-sino yung tinutulungan. I also believe na yung sinabi ni Idol na in a way he's craving, he wants that attention, especially alam naman natin, hindi naman lingid sa kaalaman natin yung political intentions ni Senator Manny. May either tatakbo siya ng presidente o hindi, at alam natin na the exposure that boxing will give him talagang immeasurable eh. Ako, I agree dun sa sentiment ni Kuya Carl na for the longest time dapat nung pagkatapos ng laban ni Mayweather, that should have been it. But nakadepende kay Senator Manny kung gusto niyang maging gatekeeper na lang. If he wants to do that, it's up to him. Pero sa akin, set na yung career ni Senator Manny whatever happens.
Yun. Oo. Para pala tayong no? We think alike. I mean, Ben, ikaw, Ben. To close.
Siguro sir kasi in the past nabanggit nga ni Carl na Pacquiao should have retired maybe after the Mayweather fight, but Pacquiao lagi niya tayong binibigyan ng reason to think twice about saying to him to retire kasi he's putting good fights din naman over the past few years, no? Although may talo in between, pero maganda naman yung performance niya. Ako, ang opinion ko, I think it's time to go na for Manny Pacquiao, no? Dahil nga ito nakita na natin yung effects ng 2-year absence niya, no? Hindi siya nakapag-training ng maayos, nag-cramp siya nung laban, meron siyang nag-training pa siya na, yun nga, sabi niyo nga, during the weigh-in, nag-train pa, so nag-ahabol siya eh. So I think it's time to go, not really because of his boxing talent, but because of his, yung oras niya. I think another fight would not be good for him kasi it would entail another medyo rigorous dapat ang training if he wants to be competitive and to win. So, and I don't think he has the time to do that, lalo na ngayon na may mga ambisyon siya sa politika, may ambisyon siya sa mas mataas na posisyon. So I guess para sa akin, Pacquiao has to retire na dahil nga dun sa yung mga ibang laban niya, yung laban outside the boxing ring. Pero ako agree rin ako dun sa sinabi ni Idol Snow, if Manny would fight one more time, doon ako sa Pilipinas, no? Maybe a 10-rounder, a winnable fight. Kumaga retirement tour, yung parang mga Bryant noon, yung mga ganun lang, mga ganung klaseng laban lang. Parang novelty na lang na siguro maybe pwede niyang gawin, i-feature yung mga fighters under the MP Promotions, no, in front of the Filipino fans.
Maganda yun
So, ako para sa akin, gano'n na lang siguro.
Sayo, Casimero, no?
Kung tatapusin na talaga ni Manny yung kanyang career, siguro that's a good way to do it, no? Sabi nga ni Idol, gawin na lang yung laban niya dito sa Pilipinas kasi kailan ba huli lumaban si Pacquiao dito sa Pilipinas?
Larios.
Tagal na, no? Araneta. Dekada na yun. So, I think that's a good way to end it, no? Laban siya rito sa Pilipinas, 10-rounder maybe, a winnable fight. And then, yun nga, yung mga undercards, mga bata niya, okay yun. But ako, kung retire na rin, okay na din. So, either that, retire, or isa pang laban. Pero, ganun na setup. Parang retirement tour na lang. So yun ang sentiment ko.
Farewell tour na ba?
Farewell tour, yun yung term. Farewell tour. So yun na sigurong magandang ending siguro sa career ni Manny Pacquiao. Again, yung talon niya kay Ugas, it won't change yung status niya as one of the greatest, if not the greatest. So ako, kahit mag-retire siya, okay lang. Kahit after a loss, okay lang sa akin yun.
Kyle?
Makakarating daw, Ben. Tatawag daw si Boss Manny sa'yo.
Boss Manny.
Yun. Ayun na. That's the end of our, we've come to the end of our another fun discussion in this episode of Spin POV. Maraming salamat sa mga readers for watching and for posting your comments and suggestions and questions. Sana nasagot namin kahit hindi masyado marami na feed, nakuha namin na questions, sana na-satisfy kayo. Yun, on behalf of our one-month...
Basta ba sila ang guest sa Webes? Favorite ko kayo pinapanood pag Webes eh.
Ba, wala pa. Baka gusto mo mag-imbita.
Sige.
Okay. Sige, baka may gusto kong imbitahin na idol. Sabihin mo na.
Hindi, pero may dadagdag pa ako, Ben, doon sa farewell tour mo na
Sige.
Kasama na si Snow tsaka ni Jerry dito sa POV. Sila na rin commentator din sa farewell tour ni Manny. Pwede ba yun, Ben?
Tapos si Randolph yung ringside.
Ringside? Oo. Si Randolph na ringside. Kayong dalawa ni Jerry yung sa commentator, diba? Kompleto na. Spin na dapat yung mag-promote nung
Kami na ni Jerry yung iakyat mo sa ring. Di ba?
Pag pinaniwalaan mo yung mga hater sa comment section,
mag-guest si Pacquiao, sabi nila Jepsy.
Oo nga.
Pero mahirap po sa schedule ni Manny. Diyos ko, mahirap sumingit. Anyway, so yun na, Carl. Salamat sa iyo.
Matapusin natin. On behalf of our one-man production crew, Jam Mariano, and the rest of our fellow Spin staff, my name is Carlos Sacamos. It's been our pleasure to conduct another episode of Spin POV. Maraming salamat at ingat mo tayo lahat.
Bye.
Salamat.
natin, kaya natin mga Pilipino.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life beyond the game. For everything about life
Beyond the game. Visit spin.ph/life.
For everything about life beyond the game.
For everything about life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life beyond the game.
Beyond the game. Beyond the game.
Beyond the game.
For everything about life.
Beyond the game.
Beyond the game. Visit spin.ph/life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life.
For everything about life beyond the game, visit spin.ph/life.
Spin.ph/life.